Make mouth sounds.
Hello again, Internet. I'm glad you have returned for episode 4 of Insert Coin Floodwater.
I think they can hear us.
Good.
Yeah?
Hello.
Oh, good.
It was
Hello.
very ominous. I liked it.
Yeah,
On this, the one and only take that we've made for this recording.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, take one.
This has never before been performed
We'll fix it in post.
like this. So I'm CADave. This is Happy Jack's RPG. If you're interested in watching past episodes of this show or any of the myriad other RPG-based shows that we have on this network, you can visit happyjacks.org/shows and check them out. I didn't say that last time, so I remembered this time. See? Better with practice.
Yep.
What time? This is the only time.
That's right.
I said take one.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
See? Feeding on people's fear to sustain my own life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad I could provide.
That's what banshees do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, like Darby O'Gill.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up and it's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That was the second
yeah.
thing I watched on Disney Plus.
It's on the Disney Plus.
That's a
You should
good
watch it.
banshee.
Okay.
Good. It's the prototype banshee for the modern mind.
Scottish Sean Connery being Irish. It's
Oh.
great.
All right. So, some of you out there may notice that we're down a few, but we still had a quorum, and we decided we wanted to keep on playing. So, even though it's almost New Year's, here we are, and we're going to do this tonight.
And
Maybe.
we're going to down a few.
Yeah, because that's
tell us
how
what
we
to do.
do.
Drinking.
So, to my left,
Hello, I'm Jason, and I'm playing a character called Jackson Clay, also known as Crash. He's the Motorhead of the group, a PhD engineer, if you will, and, likes to have a good time with his friends, and is a real boy.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cassie Abrams, who is the hacker. She is an aspiring roboticist / astrophysicist. And yeah, she's not a supervillain yet. Don't worry about it.
I worry about it.
You shouldn't.
I do so much. Because I just want to be involved. Also, I'm Mac. And I'm playing Midge Johansen, who's the lone wolf and the deputy sergeant of the town, and is really good at her job, and I think that makes her cry at night too. Because she didn't want to be a cop.
Too late.
Yep.
whoops, cop.
Oops, all cops.
So you can go on Amazon and buy a whole bag of marshmallows and Lucky Charms. Oh.
I hope you can't go online to Amazon and buy a whole bag of cops. I mean,
They have everything.
there's buying the police force, and then there's holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with our society?
That's a valid question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was my favorite Dan Aykroyd SNL skit when he was like the
Oh, the bag of glass.
yeah
Yes.
when he was like the dude with the terrible toys for kids at the holidays, and he was like, yeah, so this year top selling toy is gonna be the bag of glass. Here you go, kids.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That one always stuck with me too.
Yeah, I always liked that. That was my favorite. Anyway, so let us talk about what happened last time.
Last time, we were on the docks. Midge staked out a boat and then spotted a truck. It was weird, so she followed it. It looked like a truck wearing a truck costume. Why's that? How's that work? She turned on the lights and siren, started to pull it over, and then suddenly it sped off. A chase ensued. She was going 95, but the truck was still keeping ahead. She even tried to shoot out a tire, hit the truck, but not the tire. Its light went out right after, and then it was gone into the night. She radioed in the plates, but they were fake. The next morning, Crash spent all night working on blueprints for an electric car. He took them to Cassie's lab, where she was researching the tournament coordinates. It's a flat, boring area outside of the Nellis Air Force Base, in the middle of nowhere. But a decent truck could make it there. Victoria, her robot friend, was unable to find any info on Technopagan 42. Meanwhile, Colin and his mom had a nice Eggo breakfast. And then he went to the library, where he looked up the tournament coordinates too. The closest town is Rachel, Nevada. It has an inn called the Little Alien. Good fun. At 6:45 a.m., Midge's doorbell rang. It was Marge, with an armload of pastries and coffee. Midge cried and got hugged, then decided to wear her uniform to the service for her dad. She pinned his badge on the inside of it, then Marge drove her to the service, with the other patrol cars holding back traffic. There were a lot of people, full honor guard. Crash, Colin, and Cassie were all there. Danny made it late towards the end. Midge said a few words, cracked one of his favorite beers, toasting his service to the community. In the back, Danny noticed a guy standing under a tree at the edge of the graveyard, looking suspicious. He tried to sneak over and see what was up with that guy. On the way, there was a fresh grave with a large animal track in the dirt. Behind the tree, Danny saw the suspicious guy has a board with knobs and lights and is messing with it. Danny asked him what he was doing. It was the tan guy with green eyes that we saw before. The guy gave him a lame story about visiting a grave, but that was totally a lie. And the board looks like it is some sort of detector. He told the guy to get out of there and then left. The crowd filed off to the church for refreshments. Midge stayed by the gravesite for a bit. The new sheriff and some town bigwigs stopped by to give her their condolences. Then after a bit, Crash offered Midge a ride to the church, or whatever she needs. She vented a bit about life with her dad, and the case she's having trouble with. She doesn't want to really deal with the church, so she invited the gang back to her house for beer and donuts. Midge rode with Danny, who she noticed is sober, but hungover. She told him that she cares about him, and she can tell he's not doing great. He deflected, but she told him to think about what happened to her dad. He got real quiet. At the house, Danny tried to tell her, "It's not like that," and she responded, "Whatever you say." He decided to go. She told him to stay, or it'll be weird for the others. Also, only donuts for you, buddy. The others pull up just then, and all go in for awkward donuts and beer. Crash brought whiskey to share. Midge grabs 4 shot glasses. Danny brings up the weird guy in the graveyard, and Crash and Cassie share their run-in with him. Midge told them a bit about her case and asked if they've heard anything about the island recently. Danny said he saw a couple of guys dumping something in the lake a few weeks ago. She asked if he had been drinking. Colin is fit to burst with news of his ticket to the Machine God 3 tournament. He and Cassie break the news, and argument over the point and veracity of the internet ensued somehow. But everyone agreed to band together to investigate. Crash suggested all going to the lab to test the ticket, so Cassie awkwardly called ahead to tell Victoria to hide. Crash drove them all over with one of their practice tapes playing really loud. He jams out with Cassie playing air theremin, and everyone else sulks.
Isn't all theremin air theremin?
I mean, it's more air theremin if there's no theremin.
Yes, yeah.
They entered the lab, and Midge looks a little deflated. Cassie and Mini Robot do some tests on the ticket. It's made of a very thin layer of titanium, flexible, but not foldable, and the bottom edge has a series of small grooves like a key. The printing seems stenciled or airbrushed. Crash measured the grooves and discovered a correlation between the pattern and the ticket number. He dug into Technopagan 42's posts and realized that she was posting from Las Vegas. Midge checked in with the station to follow up on the truck, while the others narrowed down the potential residential area for Technopagan. Midge found out that Zerko Vajvodina guy took his boat out with a couple of dudes. She came back and agreed to look up Las Vegas missing persons to correlate with the ISP data, but stormed out when Danny started shouting about theories that the Jane Doe body is our missing hacker. After a few minutes on the phone, the officer on the other end told her she should come in. It might be related to her case. She shouts down for a ride from Crash. Oh crap, Danny was right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should probably pick up, like, the next morning? Unless there's anything anybody wanted to do, right? I know you were heading towards the police station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd assume you'd get the briefing, you'd see the picture, and
Sure.
know that okay, that totally does line up with this body we have.
Mm-hmm.
But unless there's something specific that somebody wants to do that night, we can just move forward to the next day.
Yeah.
You guys are still neighbors, right?
No, we were neighbors as kids.
And I was like around the corner.
Yeah.
I still thought it was like from your house you could see her house, because I thought at one point her dad was getting in the car as you were leaving.
Yeah, I assumed it was like as we were coming out of the cul-de-sac or something, but
Okay,
I
that's fine.
I might be able to see it from my house.
That's
That's fine.
I was just curious. I like to make sure we're all on the same page visualization wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be around the corner. That's totally cool.
Okay.
Let's do. You two can each do one of those mind empathize rolls.
Oh, okay.
And you'll need 2 successes.
Oh, I don't have the empathize. Oh, but I do have enough experience to buy something.
Same.
But I don't think I'm really studying reading people, so...
And that's like one of my highest skills,
Yeah.
because top... Okay, I got 1 success.
I got nothing.
Okay. So you're probably like normal into some project that you're working on or problem that you're trying to figure out overnight. With 1 success, I'll give you that. It seems like overnight there was more traffic in the area than you're used to seeing. Like there were more headlights that you saw, like, just that headlight moving past your house kind of like lights up through the kitchen window kind of thing and plays across the wall as it goes by. That kind of thing. There was just a little more of that.
Okay.
Because you're used to seeing like maybe once a night on your little cul-de-sac kind of thing, but this was several times.
Well, in the morning, I figure it's one of her, like, off-duty days.
Okay.
So she's going to go back to Cassie's lab.
Okay.
Because you're in a separate, like, warehouse, right?
Yeah.
And
I think we decided that was kind of more in the, like, less residential, more business area because it's like a converted warehouse.
actually, strike that. I'm going to go over to Crash's and see if he wants a ride to Cassie's.
Oh.
So I'll go over it.
Sure. Is this before or after school time?
I don't know what time.
It's probably just after school time.
Okay. So you're actually probably in the garage with the garage door open, fiddling with the car.
I'd still probably like knock on the wall or something.
Hey, Midge.
Hey, you want to ride to Cassie's? I imagine you're headed over that way at some point today, right?
Oh yeah, I just didn't. I didn't call over there yet. I don't know if she's still asleep or didn't go to bed.
Kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other there.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me just wash my hands and we can go over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Just. I don't think I do anything special. Just get cleaned up and.
Yeah. And even in our off days, like Midge just drives the cruiser usually. She's got access to it.
Nobody's gonna take it from you.
Yeah.
They can try. Sorry, I just got the cruiser. Doesn't weird you out, does it?
No, that's all right. It's like I like hearing the engine in it. This thing could go. How fast can this thing go?
Had it up to 95 the other night.
What? That's sweet. I bet we can make it go faster.
That would have helped me the other night.
All right. Well, if you want me to look under the hood, that'd be a lot of fun for me.
Let's talk about it when we get over to Cassie's.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive over to Cassie's place.
Somebody roll a d6 for me. Just one.
4.
Okay. So your route takes you past the record shop.
Okay.
on the way over there, on the one end of the building, there's now a big graffiti of a like silhouette man.
Whoa.
Like the artwork that did Nick show that to you guys in character?
I think
I
he
think
just
so.
Or did
Or-
he just
or at
tell you
least
about it?
describe-
either described it or told
Yeah.
or showed it to us.
So
yeah.
anyway, but it's like one side of the building
Yeah.
got this big, almost like a mural now
Whoa.
of
You
that.
know, a mural would be
Wait.
nice on the side of the building, but maybe not that.
Hold on. Let me run in and grab Jack's Polaroid real quick and just. Or do you have a camera in the car?
I'm sure there would be.
Probably, yeah.
In case it rains or something. I don't know. I want to.
Alright, I'm gonna get out and snap a picture of it to document. I will not shake it like a Polaroid because you don't do that to Polaroids. It's
You
bad
can
for
if you
them.
want to, though.
No.
It doesn't hurt them.
It's not a good
It's fun.
idea.
You get out, you take the picture, but you notice that it looks like it is paint. Like it's black paint, but it's not spray paint.
Yeah.
It looks like it has literally been smeared on by hand. Like somebody had like a bucket of black paint and they were like slapping it up there to make it.
If we're gonna get something on the side of this building, we need to get like a really cool mural, not whatever this is.
Would there be fingerprints left in the paint?
I don't know. If it's smeared around a lot, I don't know that we're gonna be able to pick up anything.
Let me know.
It's not like fingerprints on glass.
It is like the cinder block side of the building. It's not.
Yeah. All right.
It's probably the guy that you guys saw and Danny
I
saw.
know. I
or
just want to know who
something.
he is.
I don't know, but I'm serious. We should like commission an artist or something to do the side of the building. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually. To figure out what to do with this, but
Paint over it, preferably. It's kind of creepy.
yeah. So what does it really look like if we
It
study
looks
it?
almost like a bust of a person, but it's just a black silhouette.
Okay.
But it's big. I mean, it's like the height of it is as high as an average height human could reach.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like somebody brought a ladder out here, and they were, but it's like somebody had this bucket of black paint and started and just did a full as high as they could reach.
Okay. But the silhouette doesn't look like a recognizable figure or a face or anything. Yeah. Okay.
It's just all black.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of a profile. That we see the profile, but it's just a silhouette.
It's
of
just
like straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
Okay.
Just a shadow shape.
Okay.
Like unto my horrible.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
that's lovely though. You should post that on the forum.
Sure.
Anyway, continue on to Cassie's, I guess.
Yeah.
Get there and
She probably opens the door like way too quickly, like, "Oh, good, you're here," and is overly caffeinated. Come on
you
in.
were waiting for us.
Well, I mean, been working on the ticket prototype.
Oh, the ticket. Oh,
Did you sleep?
Yeah, I got a full 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's very good.
You know that's not enough sleep.
I mean, it's probably fine.
although pot.
Yeah,
at all.
you don't need to sleep at all.
Yeah, because I don't need to.
Holds up a giant mug of coffee.
Alright.
She's got a point.
No, that's not the same thing.
Energy goes in. Sleep doesn't happen. It's fine.
If you go more than one night like that,
Yeah,
like in a row, like for whatever reason, if tomorrow night you wound up in some kind of adventure and don't get to sleep,
sure.
you'll probably get a negative.
Okay,
On
that's
the way.
fine.
Yeah.
She can take a nap at some point.
Yeah, I mean that would negate the problem.
Yeah, but I did use my experience to up my Tinker score because I figure she probably stayed up all night trying to like work on how to replicate the ticket thing,
Okay.
the card.
So, I know we've got this whole thing going on with the ticket, but it may or may not be related to something I'm working on.
Really?
Yeah. So, I'm going to go outside of protocols here. And gonna hold on to the hope that everything we shared in our childhood means something and that it's gonna stay between us.
Yeah, of course,
Of
it would.
course.
Okay. So you know about the body that was found out on the...
Well, just the parts you talked about.
So, you decided that was related to the...
Yeah, it's totally techno-pagan.
Right. So, it looks like it's your friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Which
terrible.
I'm sorry about, but that is, it's a hell of a thing to drag a body all the way out here. Let alone there's been some really weird activity at the docks, and I could use some help on figuring it out, because the other night I chased down a truck that was not a truck. It's the best way I can describe it. And it was faster than my car could chase down.
Was it a robot truck?
It was like something wearing a truck costume.
Whoa. Like a transformer?
Yeah.
If I knew what it was, I would tell you what it was, but
Okay.
I have no idea.
Huh.
Just that it was weird, and I was going 95, and it outpaced me by a league.
Well, maybe
Oh.
I should look at your engines then.
I mean, that would be nice, but we also need to figure out what's going on and if all of this is connected somehow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is the crime scene blocked off?
No, I have access. And it's a bit old at this point. The weird thing was there were no tracks leading up to the body.
And it was found on the beach?
Yeah.
Did they drop it from somewhere?
Like a
Maybe your
magnetrine ship?
air pirates.
Damn.
Who are hosting the tournament of the game she disappeared while playing?
I didn't want them to be the bad guys.
You didn't want the pirates to be the bad guys.
Yeah. Pirates are sticking it to the man.
They're sticking it to
Right
the
now,
wrong
I'm
man.
the fucking man. And
Well,
I
not-
don't appreciate it.
Not like that, though. Like, the other man. Sorry.
I'm still the authorities at this point.
I get it.
Yeah.
And if they're dropping bodies out of their airship, I want to fucking know about it,
Yeah.
because I want to shut that down.
Yeah, that's not cool.
And if it's not them, then we need to know who the hell is dropping bodies in the middle of the fucking beach.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be pretty suspicious or unlikely to have more than one magnetrine ship anonymously flying around.
So
We've seen weirder.
That's true.
we could try to track that airship. We could see if we can get any tracks on the truck you were chasing. Like if it peeled out at any point.
And like I said, it seemed like it was, I don't know, disguised somehow.
Okay.
So the tracks might not match a regular
Where did you...
semi.
But it might give us something to look for.
That's what I mean, is the tracks don't match a regular semi.
Where did it come from and where did it go? 90s kids, you have a song stuck in your head now. You're welcome.
It came from around the dock area, and I don't know where it went because I couldn't keep up with it.
Okay.
Oh, maybe also a tracking device of some kind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can whip up one of those pretty quick. But
And
we
it
have
had
to
fake
find
plates too.
Oh, yeah, then it's definitely hiding something other than not being a truck.
Well, duh.
Yeah. Okay. Did you see the truck more recently, or was the body dropped more recently?
I saw the truck way more recently than the body.
Okay.
The body happened when I had just come into town.
Then that scene should be fresher. Maybe we should check that one out first.
Wait, is that the whole time she's been missing? The body turned up? Or was she missing for a time before?
Oh yeah, when was
How
that?
does that sync up?
Hey, GM.
Well, it isn't the whole time.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
the body was discovered after she'd gone offline for a bit.
Okay.
A few days or
Yeah, a few days.
Okay.
Because it wasn't that long. She hadn't been offline
Yeah.
that long. So it's probably a few days difference.
Okay.
But now you also know that she was from Vegas, so it wouldn't have taken her that long to get here.
Yeah.
Right. That's just a half a day.
But still, to
No,
dump
it's
a
like
body.
Hours, yeah.
No, it's like a half hour.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Super
Still to
close.
dump a body half hour away on a random beach.
Yeah. I think she must have been invited to the pirates ship. And
Yeah.
competed and lost, maybe? And got dumped.
Or didn't make it at all and somebody took her ticket and dumped her body.
That could be.
That could
It
be.
sounds like they're pretty valuable.
Did
or-
you say you found her disrobed?
I don't recall that.
I don't think we ever said
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's not,
yeah.
what
There
I-
was
okay.
nothing else of note.
it's
The
not
biggest,
full Twin Peaks.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
some reason I thought that's what it
I
been. I,
think the
probably just filled that in.
Yeah.
most notable thing was that there weren't any tracks.
Okay.
I mean, well, I guess you would have noticed if they found a ticket amongst her belongings.
She couldn't have like washed up from the water.
There would have been a trail of a
That would have
body washing up, and it was pretty far from the edge of the water.
Oh. Okay.
It's not like we get tides like the ocean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's been some activity out on the island too. I wasn't able to get out there and really find anything, but
Is anyone living out there now?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Question. I think Cassie would have kept her old communication device from Dav. Does it still work?
Have you tried it? Like, that's a character question.
Yeah.
Have you tried it lately, or does it just sit on a shelf?
I think it probably sits on the shelf.
You probably used it for like the first couple years.
Yeah.
And then less, and you know.
Well,
Well,
it probably wouldn't have worked if you took it with you all the way to college.
Oh.
no, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
because it was cool, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, it's satellite communications
Yeah.
or whatever. You're like,
Ham radio.
yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. Well, now's as good a time as any. I guess I could try and see if the communication device still works if Dav and his family are out there.
Although now in character, what if we linked it into like a ham radio signal in case he's moved off too far from the regular
Ooh,
range?
that could work.
It's worth trying. I mean, if we're going to turn it on, we might as well turn it on real good.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's do it. Okay.
So that would be a tech tinker.
Tech Tinker.
And
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah, you can add a die. for
Okay.
that. Sure.
Oh, and one more.
Yep.
Crash. Okay. Seriously, fives?
Oof.
You know what's exciting about this game is you guys aren't succeeding at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last game, it was like you guys were invincible.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the dice came into play, I was like, well, that
Yeah.
storyline's done.
I'm convinced six-sided dice hate Sam. That's
They do, in fact, hate
because
me.
the Shadowrun dice hate Sam too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fives would have been fine in Shadowrun, and now they're here and they're like, ha
Yeah.
ha.
Jerks. I'm gonna get out the tiny dice.
Oh, that'll
Shun
teach you a
you.
lesson.
So, you get to working on it a while, and it just seems like it's been such a time that it's not an operable thing. Is
Okay.
there a problem with like?
No?
Oh,
I mean,
Why?
you just glanced at me and then you glanced down.
Oh, I was thinking.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just was like, oh, did I
No,
mess it up?
not yet.
Well, it was worth a try. I mean, it sounds like if we're gonna check out the island and the docks for where the truck came from, we'll just go out to the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
that was going to be my suggestion is we just
I'm really hoping
Go
they
out
use,
there.
if they use any kind of like distinctive tire, if like whatever they're hiding, we might be able to identify what's under there by the kind of tires that they use.
It's worth a try.
Okay. Cool.
Cruiser?
Might as well. My car's at home.
I don't own a car.
You could take your bike.
Cruiser it is then.
Okay, we're gonna drive over there. We'll see you in like 2 hours when
No,
we're
no,
riding
we
the
all
20
take the
miles.
bike.
I'll take the bike. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
Human
sit on
pyramid.
the handlebars. Yeah.
we'll put the pegs on the back
Yeah.
for the deputy sergeant of the local sheriff's department. All dignified. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can head over there. That's fine.
Is it? I think I probably would have grabbed my epic tools when we were leaving, so
That's fine. You can have them in the back of the.
didn't know what we were going to work on today. So
Yeah, it's totally fine. So you guys head down to the. You gonna go to the dock, or you gonna go to the beach crime scene first?
I'm going to be inclined to head to the dock first.
yeah, let this.
Yeah.
You know, however fresh those tracks are.
Okay.
Less fresher one.
So you guys head to the docks. You get down there, and you know it's early. It's not early morning. It's not quite lunchtime yet, though. So when you get there, there's a little bit of activity, like because it's summertime. So there's people that come up and still rent boats and go out on the lake for the day and go fishing and that kind of stuff. You will note that the Nevada Dreamin' boat is not there
Okay.
because you knew that they had gone out.
Sure.
It's still not there. But there's a couple other people that seem to be getting in everything from like the little aluminum rowboats to people with fancy bass boats, and then a couple of those patio jobs that like the two pontoons and the flat patio deal. People going out and carrying their coolers full of beer out there, getting ready for a fun day.
Okay. Where did you see this truck?
So I'm going to kind of lay out for them where I saw the truck.
So it appeared like it had just put a boat in the water, like on the boat launch ramp, but it had no trailer attached to it when it took off. And there wasn't any boat evident.
Now, Mac, you said, this is out of character, you said semi earlier. Is this a pickup truck or a semi truck?
What was it? Because I assumed semi when you said truck.
That's fine.
Okay, like a semi truck without a trailer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like just a truck cab.
Yeah, I had
okay.
assumed it was more like a semi.
That's fine.
Okay,
That's totally
Okay.
cool.
great. Just want to make sure
More
we're picturing
like-
the same thing.
Not like the full super giant crazy sleeper cab kind.
Right.
Sure.
More like the just couple of seats.
Grocery truck.
size.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that size.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I had envisioned.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's check out the boat dock and look for tracks of some sort.
Yeah.
We saw it come out of the boat launch without a boat.
This was last night?
No, this was like 2 nights ago?
Yeah, it would have been the night before.
Okay.
Okay.
And you were staking out for a little while. Did you see the truck arrive?
No.
You were there for a while. too.
Yeah, I
No.
was out here for a long time.
So it came out of the boat launch without a boat, but you didn't see it go in.
Amphibious.
What if it came from the water?
It definitely did.
We're gonna have to get in this lake.
Sweet. I think in my toolkit is a number of things that seal up the I don't have to breathe, but I don't want water in my stuff.
Okay.
like
So you have like,
It's like a-
duct tape and saran
Yeah.
wrap.
yeah, like
Precaution.
saran wrap and the earplugs and
All right. How extensive is that kit, Crash?
I don't know. I think I've gone in because we go into
Sure.
flood areas sometimes, and
That's cool.
I think it's just in my toolbox.
Cool.
Okay. You investigate under the water. I'll check for tracks and stuff up here.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Any kind of like compression, width, you know what to look for. Oh, okay. I could go online to the tire makers forum and
Let's see if we can
Cross-reference.
find any tires.
we're definitely going to.
It is summer. There have been some other people use the boat launch in the last 2 days.
Okay, sure,
So it's not like a pristine environment to find tracks.
fair.
Yeah.
I kind of want to look for like ones that look well based on the description of the truck. If it's a semi truck, it would be a little bit larger than like your standard pickup truck or the other things that people are launching boats with. So looking for a track that looks like not the other tracks.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Okay.
So why don't you do a mind investigate?
Can I help with that?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So that will give you another die.
Okay. Mind
Do I
investigate.
need to do like a body move to go look around the bottom of the lake?
Why don't you do your separate mind investigation?
Like this head I found in the lake.
Oh, sweet. I got 2 successes.
Nice.
All right. So with your first success, you get 2 questions.
Okay.
Your second success gives you a bonus question.
Okay. And the questions are just
And
open, or they're
the
out?
questions are open, but I will tell you that you do see there's a set of wide prints that are clearly wider than, even wider than like the dually truck, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that are on the like not up at the top of the boat ramp, but down at the bottom where there's like the algae has kind of grown, where it looks like it had mashed the algae down. So you do see that,
Okay.
and then you can ask 3 questions.
Okay, so it looks like it mashed the algae down. Let's see. So okay, it's a truck in a truck costume. Is there like a distinct pattern in the tire track?
Sure. Yes, it looks. Most tire treads run like lengthwise on the tire kind of thing. This it looks like it's very wide, but it doesn't look like it's 2 sets of tires.
Okay.
So like on the back of a semi, it would have double tires for the weight, but it is actually 2 separate tires. This looks like just one big wide
Okay.
tire.
Drag racing tire.
Kinda, but it almost looks like it's got like blocks. So like it's laying down
Okay.
like it looks like it would be real knobby 4x4 tires maybe, like
Or more like a tank tread kind of situation?
it's not as like regular as a tank tread.
Okay.
It still looks like it was made by a tire.
Okay.
Because a tank tread would just be a straight
Yeah.
kind of thing, and this, it looks like the tires, because tires can deform a little bit with weight as it shifts and that
Okay.
kind of stuff. So this looks more like just some kind of big weird off-roady tire that you're not aware of.
Okay. Like for off-road. Okay.
Or off land.
Or off land, exactly. Okay. Let's see. And then what is the that's another good question. I guess the obvious one is, does it look like these tire tracks came out of the water, or like a truck that like pulled into the water and then back out?
That's real hard to tell.
Okay.
I mean, like, it clearly the truck pulled at least a distance into the water.
Okay.
Like, you can, as far down into the water, because it's not perfectly great clear water right here,
Sure.
as far down as you can see under the water, it looks like these treads go.
Keeps going. Okay. And then lastly, what's the distance between tire treads? Because I'm assuming there's two parallel.
Yeah.
ones.
Well, you can measure it, and it looks like it would be like the maximum it possibly could be to still fit in a traffic lane.
Okay.
Like, whatever that measurement is, number-wise, it would be like, if it was 6 inches wider, it would be over the line, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So, pretty unusually wide for truck size. Okay.
I mean, not irrationally wide, because semi-trucks are pretty big.
Sure.
Yeah.
But certainly much wider than average cars, and
Okay.
even average pickup trucks and stuff.
Okay.
Or even big, like the lifted with the monster truck tires.
Right.
That it would be as big as one of those could possibly be and still be street legal.
Okay.
I guess is the best I could say.
So it's most likely like a commercial vehicle or a military vehicle of some sort, because most passenger vehicles
Yeah, not
not going to be this size.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
like you've seen the stuff on the Humvee from
Yeah.
Desert Storm at this point.
Right.
And that's as wide as a passenger vehicle can be.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like it's easily that wide, maybe a little wider.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay. And then I think you still have one more.
Oh, okay.
But you can kind of, if you have an idea right now, you can go for it, or you want to hang on to it for a minute, that's fine.
I'm going to hold on to it for a minute, yeah.
Okay, so I go out past. So I assume at the boat launch, there's probably a little bit of a pier where you could put your boat out and then everyone walks out to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna walk out to the end of that pier, beyond where Cassie can just look and see this thing going into the water, and where it's definitely going to be over my head kind of depth.
Yeah.
Look around, make sure no one's watching, and then bloop,
Sure.
and just sink.
Somebody on the dock I think that guy just tried to commit suicide. Ah!
Yeah, and also I don't think Crash is an 800-pound tank or something, but
No.
I do think he looks like a guy who's $150, and he's really 300 pounds. If you put him on a scale.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Metal bones and
Yeah, yeah.
all that. I
That
figure
totally
he's
is logical.
probably a little heavier than he looks. But anyway, definitely not buoyant. No matter what, any which way you draw it, he would be 150 pounds of dead weight too. So, yeah, we just bloop, and I did my mind investigate roll, and I got 1 hit.
Okay. So you get 2 questions.
Okay.
And building off of what she saw, it's easy for you to find where the tracks go into the water from the boat ramp.
And they continue down into much further than you would back your truck up. Yes. Okay.
They do.
Okay. I'm not gonna follow that too far, but I'm trying to think of what to look for down here. Is there any indication of the? I want to follow it far enough to be okay, this goes in a straight line for a long ways and sort of mark that direction, or does it change direction with 5 minutes of tracking it down underwater? Because I don't think I can stay underwater forever either. My
Okay.
my fake skin or something is gonna be weird.
Some kind of something.
Yeah.
You follow it a ways, and the lake gets fairly deep where you are, so it's much harder for you to keep following it
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of light
Yeah.
at the bottom.
I probably have a flashlight, but even that's not good.
Yeah,
It's good in a muddy lake.
Especially to see if it's changing course. From what you can tell, it goes a pretty decent distance straight out
Mm-hmm.
into the lake. From there, you don't know.
Okay.
Not as far as you're willing to go out into the lake. The random catfish swimming by stirred up because you're walking along the bottom.
I'm what the?
That kind of stuff. But it's not going in any particular direction. You're, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna mark, how far it looks like, or like the basic direction it was going, and like try to pay attention and then walk back out.
Triangle it.
Triangle it.
Yeah.
I will say that once you get out here, it looks
Same
like
thing.
there's the one set of tracks along the bottom, because like it tore up the muddy bottom and like the plants that were growing along the bottom. But it looks like there's maybe a couple other sets.
There's a whole city under here.
That's a stretch, but okay.
Nope.
Fabulous.
Yep.
But there's like, it looks like either the same vehicle or some other vehicles
No,
that
it's
are
an
similar.
army. There's an army.
Kind of.
I'm like jogging out. Slow motion running. And then, in my head I'm going,
Yeah, of course you have to.
but no one knows that I'm doing it, but I think it's hilarious.
And that's what's important.
So yeah, that's what you can gather from the log.
Okay.
I suppose in the bottom of the lake you would also notice that the tire treads are like fat, sort of knobbly blocks.
Okay. Well, that's probably good for underwater traction. Okay. Like from an engineering standpoint, right? Like if I needed something that would claw its way through lake mud. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. When I reach far enough that like I can get my head and shoulders out of the water, I do like a shampoo head flip.
All right.
With
It's
water
gonna
arc.
aerial it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
as I come out. Is there anyone else around, or is it just like the three of us at this spot? It's not like a bunch of people lined up with their boats at the
Like trying
launch.
to launch a boat.
Yeah.
Roll a d6.
Oh God,
Let's find out if there's anybody trying to launch a boat right now.
5.
Yeah, there is. There's it's like probably like a mid-60s guy, and he's like trying to back the truck with the boat on, and he's not doing a good job.
Yeah, in the place where I'm walking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're walking up the boat ramp.
Yeah.
Now.
It's more
So like he's like, this guy has pulled it in, but now he's kind of jackknifed it a little bit. And he's trying to straighten out. His wife is standing there yelling at him, like, "What are you doing? Stop! Don't go for it!" Like she's yelling directions. He's going opposite directions, making it worse. It's a bad scene.
they forgot their triangles all wrong.
Yes.
Oh,
100%.
can I notice that Crash is coming out of the water?
Yeah,
and
you
this
totally can.
Is... Okay.
The two older folks have not noticed yet.
Okay.
Because she's busy
I'm-
watching him.
And I'm
he's
looking
busy
for these two, like, hey.
I'm gonna go and distract long enough to get Crash out of the water in this situation, and walk up to them just like, excuse me, like flash the badge. Are you having some sort of issue here?
Oh, no, officer. We're just trying to get the boat launched. We only do it a couple times a year. I'm not super great. I'm sorry. We'll clear the boat ramp in just a
We've
minute.
been having some issues out here. Do you mind if I look at your registration, please?
Oh, of course not. Like the guy is like upset.
I'm sure I'm sure that everything is fine, but just considering we've had there's been a couple of reports of theft, I just want to make sure that everything is on the up and up.
Oh, and the wife walks up like, the lake's not safe anymore. Is that what you're
The
saying?
lake
She
is,
fucking loves it.
Oh yeah.
no, the lake is very
Drama.
safe. It's just a matter of people who have been taking things that aren't theirs.
Well, yeah. That's the definition of unsafe area, is when you get people stealing your stuff. Oh man.
No, launching boats that they
Honey,
already
we should go home.
Oh.
Like, we shouldn't park the truck here all day if we're going to go out on the boat.
May
And he's
I
like-
please see the registration, sir?
Yeah, he's getting it out. Like, he's getting the registration. He's, like, trying to ignore his wife. But she is now latched onto the idea of, like, all our stuff's going to get stolen if we park it here. We shouldn't go out on the boat anymore. It's terrible. We should sell the boat.
I'm not the mayor for Jaws here. I need you to calm down, please.
She calms it down, but she's still, like, sitting there, like, making eye contact with her husband, like, you don't need that boat anymore. You're not 40.
And
Come
I'm
on.
really just going to look over the paperwork long enough for Crash to get out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
And as soon as he's out, I'm just going to, Everything seems to be in order. If you could keep it down, though, we do have families here, and it seems like you were sort of being loud about all of this,
I'm
and I don't want
sorry.
it to be a disturbance to the other patrons of this dock.
Well, you know, maybe we should. Maybe you should post a sign or something about how unsafe it is now.
I'll take it into consideration.
I mean, it's going to be 4th of July soon. People should know that the beaches are closed.
Again, ma'am, I'm not the mayor from Jaws and Jaws. There are no sharks in the lake. So
Now she thinks there's shark in the lake.
Why would you say that? Why would you say there are no
Sharks steal people's stuff in
Out
the
of the
lake?
lake?
land shark,
Candygram.
candygram, just a harmless dolphin, ma'am.
Okay, so obviously this woman is like taking everything you're saying and trying to use it to make her husband sell the stupid boat that she's hated for 30 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I help her achieve her 30-year-long dream, so be it.
Yeah.
But I just want to get Crash out of the fucking water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's legitimately, you completely distracted these people.
Yeah. I'll walk around. Also, I didn't really think it through. I'm wearing like jeans and a flannel. And,
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I was gonna say. Like, you didn't say that you were changing clothes or
no,
getting in a
it
swimsuit.
wouldn't really have occurred to me. Like t-shirt, flannel over that, because it's like morning in the desert. It's a little chilly, probably even in June.
Yeah, I'm probably also plains clothes and just like flash the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You get like, you know, like there's like, not seaweed, but you know, the like lake plants that are like stuck to your shoes and like the front of your shins from
Right.
walking along the bottom. So you kind of kick that stuff off before you look too weird, but you're still all wet. Like,
Yeah.
eventually you can see some of the people on the dock. They're like, "Oh, look at that guy who was trying to launch a boat. He fell in."
Yep. That's what happened.
That's what happened. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You find
And I'm
any-
assuming as soon as you got out of the water, you pulled off your like, "I'm not actually human to breathe."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, humans would need to do that if they went underwater too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Different, but yes.
Yes, but no.
It's more disturbing out of the water if you just keep it on and
Yeah.
you're like, it's not even puffing up because he's not breathing.
Yeah.
So I'm helping them back their thing around as
Yeah.
you come up and be like, find anything down there, swamp thing?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Where are you?
She's probably like at the edge of the water, so like when you come up, she'll walk
Okay.
up with you. Like, what'd you find under there?
So I think so Crash comes out of there, takes his flannel off, but we had the fan service of the like skin tight wet shirt of the, you know,
Yes,
What-
very good.
16
t-shirt is it?
abs.
yeah, obviously, you know, it's wringing out the flannel that is going to be wet for 8 months.
It's the
Flannel.
desert. You can leave it
Oh,
outside
that's true.
to be okay.
That's true. It's
yeah.
a desert. I grew up in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
If your clothes get wet, you're like, oh,
This is life now.
buy new clothes.
These are clearly just going to mold.
Yeah. What's funny is I didn't know anyone growing up who didn't have a dryer. And I moved to other places where people didn't even own dryers. They just hung their clothes up. Like in St. Louis, people hang their clothes up to dry, even in the winter.
They'll
And I
freeze
was
and
like,
shatter.
I was like, what? How do you not have a dryer? But apparently things dry out in other places.
Life is crazy,
In
man.
some other places.
Yeah.
Not in humid-ass Baltimore.
No. It's never dry. It doesn't even have to rain to be wet.
Confirmed.
But yeah, I
The
was in,
entire summer is just like gross.
I had to go
Like
to
a weird sweat box.
I went to a Baltimore conference in late July or early August. I don't remember, and it was
Oh.
hell,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
literal hell.
Yeah, it's like being in a hot mouth.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so
You keep your hot mouth to yourself.
I mean,
it's the most
Never without
accurate.
consent.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the most accurate description I've heard so far.
yeah.
So the tracks continue a long ways, roughly that way. But I'm gonna need like a neoprene suit or something. What's it called?
Oh
Scuba
yeah,
suit.
scuba suit. Yeah.
To go further.
That way? Is that way towards the island by any chance?
I don't know.
Yeah. Which way is he pointing?
Let's look at the map as a group.
But also there was more than one set
Any
of
group
tracks.
activities?
Like, Did the tracks look the same type of tracks?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
There's basically a city down there.
So
Either there's been a lot of this one truck joyriding, or there's more trucks.
yeah, either that truck has made multiple trips or there's more than one.
But there were enough tracks that, and this is just my conjecture, don't worry. You're not
No.
responsible for this. There were enough tracks that if it was just one truck, I feel like they would have faded out by the time this truck
that's a good
crisscrossed all over the place. It's got to be at least 6 or 7 trucks. And if you have 6 or 7, it's probably a dozen.
You're probably right. Also, look how wide these tracks are. Like,
That's
this is not
crazy.
a passenger vehicle. Like,
These aren't tires you can buy.
even the Humvees are not this wide.
Okay.
So looking at where the marina is out there and the island,
Here? No.
like
This island?
no.
This island.
Which part is the
This
water?
island?
You see, there's a little harbor right there, like on the map. Your finger's almost touching it there,
This-
Jason. There you
I
go.
found it.
It has words on it that say harbor.
Yep.
We can't read.
So that's the area you guys are in. And yes,
Let's make
the
science
tracks,
real fucking hard.
Readings for nerds.
I meant player us.
What's that say? I can't read. I smell bacon.
Also, I
It's
can't.
not that, it's bacon strips.
Okay,
Oh my
fine.
god. It is the 90s.
so almost every direction from that harbor will intersect that first island.
Okay.
Big Boulder Island.
Rock Island?
No, Big Boulder Island. There you go. Thank you so much.
I'm Vanna Whiting it for you.
So, and Big
More
Boulder
nice.
Island.
Okay, what is Rock Island indicating?
Where rock lobsters are.
Yeah,
What part of this is Rock Island?
All parts. and
just
none.
that one rock.
And then Little Boulder Island is also the whole thing?
Yes.
And then Big Boulder Island is the tiny island at the top of Little Boulder Island
Yes.
and Rock Island.
I agree with that.
Okay, you cannot be snippy explaining to me which island we're talking about.
This is confusing because this is 3 islands in one.
And the smallest one is indicated as Big Boulder Island.
Correct.
Because it has a huge boulder on it.
All right.
Okay, so the important thing is the tracks go towards the
The
island.
tracks do head out that direction.
Okay.
But it would kind of have to.
However, you guys would remember from childhood that Black Island, way up north
Mm.
on the map, almost off the edge, is the island where you encountered your robot friends.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's that.
But the
almost
people that
straight
I
line out
saw
of there.
that had the lanterns and shit like that were out here, right?
Which island was that?
No, that was probably farther out. Yeah.
Really?
On that Sentinel Island.
Which is on that same trajectory.
Because you were kind of off to this side,
Okay.
right? Isn't that where the...
I don't know. You tell me. You're the GM.
Yeah, it was all on there. Hold on.
We just work here.
Oh! No, I'm wrong. Yeah, it was on Big Boulder Island where you saw those people. Because the Boulder Beach is on the other side.
On the Big Rock Boulder
Yeah.
Island.
I got you.
The one with the big
Thank
rock.
you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, although I'm also sad for you.
Well, that makes science really fucking hard, doesn't it?
I think I deserve experience points for that,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you get inspiration.
right?
All right. So, yeah. The tracks head out to that island.
Do we have a police boat?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
There's 100% a
It's
police.
great having best friend as a cop. Which is also true in real life.
No, man.
Well, don't ask then. Is there scuba gear for rent on the beach?
It's not a big scuba lake.
Not with that attitude.
You could probably find some because it's summertime.
You just sink to the. You're like, I've got scuba gear. Clunk.
Well, it's just easier
We
on.
didn't even put the weights on that guy.
Yeah. I just want to look like I belong in the water. Like,
I think I'm gonna see if I can get the police boat access so you don't have to do that.
but maybe what about the dive recovery, like a dive, the underwater recovery suits.
I don't know if we're gonna actually need that.
Well, if we need to look down there, it's better to
We're
have
gonna
it.
be further out, and you can just plunk yourself into the
Well,
water.
but I can't stay in that long without protection.
You can wear
That's what
like a
she
scuba
said.
suit.
I think it's
The other way around.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say that anyway,
But
because that's what she said is the
Yeah.
usual colloquialism.
sure.
Is it?
So you can
Anyway.
totally find some cool stuff to rent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the Boulder Sheriff's Office has like full on search the lake.
Oh, they're like a dredge unit?
They might have a dredge, but they don't have like the divers
dive
are
team?
like freelance guys
Yeah, I'm just looking
that
for.
have their own
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm looking
Okay.
purely for a boat.
Yeah, a boat 100%,
Okay.
and they would have a dredge that could be dragged behind the boat to pull stuff
I'm
up
not
off the
looking
bottom.
for a dredge.
But like the actual like dive suits
Yeah.
and stuff, they're not going to have like
Sure.
in stock.
Volunteer search and rescue kind of stuff.
Yeah, that would be for
Yeah.
sure.
I saw movement out at the island. Maybe they're going underneath the water to get there. We've established that the boat is the vehicle of whatever sort is amphibious and able to go under the water. We got to go out to the island and check things out.
Cassie, is it a submarine if it drives on the bottom?
No, it's a duck.
Ducks don't walk on the bottom.
That's what they call them in Philadelphia. It's an amphibious military vehicle that goes in the water or on top of the
But
water.
it floats usually.
Oh yeah, you're
They
right.
float and then drive
As
up on the
much
land.
as I adore the semantic conversation you guys are having, can we just get on the boat now and go out to the island?
Okay, fine, but terminology and labeling is important.
Can you do that on the boat?
Yes.
Okay. Then on the boat, knock yourself out. Have a great time.
Can I drive the boat?
No.
But what if I drove the boat?
What if you didn't, though?
I'm gonna go a lot slower.
It's a good driver.
You haven't seen me drive a boat. Oh, wait. You have when we were children and I was the only one that could.
Yeah, well, there was a giant magnetic signal making me sick.
This is police property.
Okay,
I'm going to drive the boat.
that makes sense.
You're probably not on the insurance policy.
I shouldn't even be taking you all out with me at this point. But,
We're just consulting.
Yeah, do you?
yeah, without paperwork
Should we
or
go?
proper protocols or any of
We can
that.
create paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
You guys could create a lot of paperwork for me. Let's not split hairs about that.
No, I mean later we could go in and do the legitimate outside consultant.
I'm going to drive the boat crash, and you're not going to
we're
tell
on the boat.
anybody about that this is happening.
We're on the boat.
No, secret. You got it.
You would know, like growing up with your dad, that random officers would often take buddies out on the boat.
Sure,
Like,
Midge is a lot more by the books than
Sure.
Dad.
Which
But,
is
like,
hilarious.
it wouldn't be a weird thing for you to have taken some friends out on the boat. Like, nobody would bat an eye at that.
Or hire your friends as investigation consultants.
Mm-hmm.
Midge would not do that because right now she's dealing with the whole personality dispute with Hank.
Oh, fair.
That's fine.
So, Midge is going to drive the boat
Cool.
out to the island.
Okay.
And is there some sort of docking platform for it?
Not on the island.
Not on the island.
The
So we
island's
just have to get
kind
as
of like
close
a
as we can get.
nature reserve kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Okay.
So, you could pull, there's some beaches, you could pull up the boat and jump off and get up to your knees wet and then take a line in and tie it off.
That's what we're going to do then.
That would be fine.
Okay.
You can totally do that.
That's what we
I
do.
think that's what you had to do as kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was
Just
up
what
to
I
the
was gonna
waist.
say.
Yeah, but that's
Gonna
a
ruin my-
different island, right? We're not going to the same island we were.
No,
No, that's
but
a
it's a
different
similar thing, yeah.
It's going to ruin my fucking docks. All right. Let's do this.
Yeah, all right. So we're getting off the boat now? Is that, did we
Yeah,
just fast forward? Okay.
Yeah, we get to the island.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I mean, unless there was something you wanted to discuss on the boat.
No, I was considering jumping off with the scuba gear like halfway out, just to like get it even better, like a all the way on the bottom of the lake look.
Yeah.
And also with like better lights and all that stuff. But if you want to just get there, I can check on the way back. Or
I was just heading to the island at this point.
okay.
And it seems like there's enough tourists out that if we can avoid you jumping into the water with scuba gear and not using it as...
Well, I mean, no one's gonna know I'm not using it properly.
Sure.
That's true.
That's true. But I was just heading for the island. But we can stop if you want.
I don't know if there's much data to be gained, so...
Okay. Well, we get to the island then, hop out, anchor the boat.
Sure. You are now on the shore of the island.
Start looking for tracks.
There's actually probably a couple of people out here.
Okay.
Like, along the beach farther down, you see that there's, like, some people that have set up a blanket and sunbathing and having, they've dug a pit for their cooler, and they've got a boat that's tied up very similar way.
Do they look of age to be drinking the alcohol they brought with them?
Do you want to
on the line?
Did we come out here to card people?
Do you want to go investigate?
I'm joking.
Well, I mean, that's up to you. Like,
She is very good at her job.
That's a character choice.
I believe of age is 13 in this universe. Is
That's
the
when we drank beer.
the appropriate age to start drinking?
I was 12.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know she did.
And see how that ended up.
Yeah.
But, and then even farther down, like, they don't look like they're panicked that a police boat pulled up and some people jumped off.
Okay.
If that tells you something. Like, nobody's like
All
slowly
I
burying
can
the...
think of
yeah.
now is hot fuzz.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's screwed up.
Yeah, now you did it.
When's your
'Cause I bumped
birthday? Whatever day he says. What year?
Oh, yeah, every
year.
Every year.
So,
I love that movie.
So good.
And then even farther down, like at the point of the island, you see there's a guy out there he's on his boat, but it's one of those like with the seat bass boats, and he's fishing.
Okay.
And there's some people out farther like on jet skis.
Is this like
around.
a little strip of land that we can see the whole thing? Or is it like
You're
a
on
big hill?
You're on, there's like it's a big hill interior to
okay.
the island, so you can't see out into the main part of the lake beyond the island from where you are. But like in the space between where you guys are and back to the shore, this is the side of the island you're on.
Okay.
And it's kind of beachy.
I'm going to go off of my best recollection of where I saw people walking with lights.
So you can head up that way.
Okay.
You get up off the beach. You kind of have to scrabble because it's like that hard-packed dirt with loose dirt on top.
Sure.
So it's a little difficult to get up, but you get there. It's fine. You get a ways farther down, and it looks like sort of between between the two parts of the island. There's an area where it's almost like a grove of trees. Like a thicket, I guess would be the best term for it.
Okay.
And it looks like there has been some activity that has gone into and out of the thicket. Because you can see some of the bushes are kind of pushed
Does
back.
it look like it continues past the thicket or just stops at the thicket?
Kind of from what you remember, like the activity was at the shore near this thicket.
Because I'm looking for if there's a delineation between where there was activity and not, and if maybe they went down.
It looks like there has been some activity that has pushed into the brush.
So they pushed past this thicket.
Yeah, at least farther into the interior of the island.
I'm going to continue to follow that.
Okay.
Just like raise it up a few inches. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
There you go. I shouldn't have zipped up this sweatshirt.
Yeah, that was the end of all
It's
things.
getting chilly, and I was like,
Yeah.
Damn you getting cold.
Do we have a heater out here?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a
all right.
good question.
I'll ask Stu about it. I don't want to like turn that heat on and then find out it's like it kicks out black smoke for some reason. I don't know why.
It's like the heater from Home Alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, ah!
Oh, why?
I'm gonna keep pushing past.
So, why don't you do a body move to kind of push your way through the thicket?
Oh. You want me to help with that?
I guess. Can he?
How would you help?
Like pulling branches and like pushing things aside.
You get out
holding
your
up
machete.
something. Yeah.
I mean, like, he could legitimately just be grabbing branches and stuff that would hurt for you to grab.
Okay.
Not work gloves and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I probably also have gloves and things because
That's true.
You brought your tools.
it's hard to repair my skin.
1 success.
Okay. So, you make your way into the sort of interior of the little part of the island here. And it looks like you get to a point where it doesn't look like anybody has pushed farther.
Okay.
Like, the brush beyond it doesn't look disturbed.
But we're not in a clearing.
No, I mean, it's not...
Is there like a lost hatch in the grass?
See, and that's what
Somebody could do a mind
Okay.
investigate.
That's what I'm actually
Yeah.
looking for, is for some sort of hatch or something. Like if we hit a dead end, I'm looking for that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll help with that.
Yeah, me
All right,
too.
mind investigate. You said
Yep, and then you get a bonus from your friends helping.
2 helps.
2 helps or 1?
Only one die.
Okay.
Can never be a help.
I see. Oh, no.
No. Can I push this roll and take
Yeah,
it as status?
you can take a condition. Absolutely.
I'm
That's
gonna-
something
I'm
you can
gonna take-
always do.
I'm gonna take upset, because I really want to figure out what is going on. This is like my first big thing when I got back to town, and I need to know what the hell is going on.
I 100% do.
The first 3 you can take in any order, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Really?
Dang.
What is happening?
I didn't get anything.
Nuts.
And you can only push 1 time, right?
No, you can continue to push conditions.
Can one of
Or,
us try to
I mean,
search?
I don't roll that many dice.
What was it?
I'm willing to take 1 more condition before I'm like done with trying this. Does
That's
it reduce dice or no?
Yeah.
Oh, were you saying one of us could take a condition?
Or no, I was going
For
to say
her?
could try to investigate.
Oh,
Well, it's the same situation.
yeah.
Okay.
Can I take a condition for her to roll again?
No.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to reduce the die.
Okay. This one for sure.
3rd time's the charm.
Try.
There
Yep.
she is.
There it is.
All right.
1 success.
That's
yeah.
it. We didn't say triangles last time.
Well, it wasn't the 3rd time yet.
Yep.
So it wouldn't have not been a triangle. So.
That's a cute.
What's that?
That's a cute.
Yeah. Thanks, Mario.
No, you're being obtuse on purpose.
Keep it going. How long can it ride? All right. So, you got 2 questions that you can ask with your 1 success.
Okay.
I will give you that there is sort of at the edge of where this brush has been disturbed,
Mhm.
there's a pretty big looking boulder. Like it's kind of there. But that's the only thing that looks weird.
Okay, and I get, sorry,
2 questions.
2 questions?
Mhm.
Are there any indications that this boulder has been moved aside?
It doesn't look like it has been, like, you try and wiggle it even, and it seems pretty solid to try and turn it or roll it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just thinking more like,
Or even, like, a shove. Like, it
Shove.
seems like it's pretty fixed in place.
okay.
It does not seem to want to scoot. And it doesn't look like it's, like there's a big patch of crushed next
Where
to
it's
it.
been scooted over repeatedly. Maybe it's like a Pez dispenser.
Flip top.
Yeah, that too.
Like Ellen's face.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it has an inset of any sort? Like, you know, some boulders have got kind of a weird curvature to them or something.
It doesn't look like there's any kind of thing like that, but it looks like it looks like it's a pretty smooth top.
Okay.
Like it doesn't, like a lot of the rocks around here are like sandstony, which tend to have like even if it's a smooth surface, it tends to have like little breaks where like some of the sandstone is kind of eroded away, kind of thing. This looks pretty smooth, even though it's still the same texture and color as sandstone.
I think this is a device of some kind.
Yeah.
There's either it's been handled a lot or it's manufactured in some fashion.
Do you mind if I use my tools to poke at it? I don't want to like damage evidence, but
Go nuts.
okay.
Okay.
I could probably have like a little backpack
Sure. So
or a fanny pack.
your epic tools fit in the fanny pack.
It was not a spit take.
It's a good try.
No, it's a backpack.
Why don't you try a tech tinker?
Okay. With the benefit of my
With the benefit of
toolbox.
your epic tools?
Holy moly, that's like 8 dice.
It won't matter.
Yep. No, I know it's too many dice. That's what I've learned from this game. Is if you roll too many dice, it doesn't work. That matches. You can't roll mismatched dice. You get what you get. See? 1.
One.
Okay.
And
That's one, though.
3 5s.
Jesus.
Get it together, fives. Jeez.
So, with your 1, you try and move it, you try and lift it. All
I'm like measuring, tapping, listening,
100%.
tasting it.
I was just about to ask that.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does it taste like sandstone?
I don't know. How does it register in my taste database? My taste database.
It tastes about right.
Okay.
Yeah. How often have you licked
good.
sandstone?
As often as is necessary for research.
Oh, all right. Then it
Besides.
tastes similar.
Yeah. Okay.
But you
Mac
will
is-
note.
Mac is so mad right now.
I'm also just trying to think of a better pun, and the farthest I've gotten is data buds.
Okay, that's pretty good. But I think that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So, you do eventually you get out like one of those voltage testers.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
Voltometer.
Yeah.
Voltimeter, I think.
Well, just the kind where like you can hold it up to an outlet, and if power is going to the outlet, it makes the little whee and lights up. Whee!
What is the sound again?
I don't know if I.
That's
did
the
it
sound I make. The whee! Oh, there's electricity.
How exciting!
Whoa.
You fucking Pillsbury Doughboy over there.
The lighted D&D,
Woo!
Precisely.
like the fun fruit trees. one
Yeah,
of those.
poked me right in the voltage.
But you get it, and you're kind of moving it across, and then at a certain point, it lights up.
Okay. So we need to put some. It's probably expecting some kind of like a transmitter, like a device that emits electricity or magnetic field or something. Maybe a radio. That this is the spot.
Oh.
Did I use up all my questions?
You didn't get questions.
Oh, I don't get. Oh, it's Tinker. Yeah. Okay.
So
Can
you
I-
accomplished your goal of tinkering with it and discovering something.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I take out like my police radio and try
Sure.
putting it against the thing?
You hold it there.
Just
Nothing.
out of curiosity.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good try, though.
All right. I'm already like, I have my notebook up against the side of the rock, and
Yeah.
I'm writing down like what the voltage was and what I think would complete that circuit, and I'm like drawing.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not high voltage at all.
Scott.
Like it's
Pretty low voltage.
it's
no,
pretty
no,
low
I know, but I'm thinking like it's probably a really specific key, so it doesn't just accidentally open. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm drawing like a volt circuit diagram and trying to do the math for that.
Okay.
Fair. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what I have on hand that I could make that out of. I mean,
Can we take that radio apart?
I prefer you don't.
does the boat have a radio?
Yeah.
Oh, it has a battery and a starter.
It does.
How much power do you need?
I don't know yet. I'm not finished with my calculation.
How about you finish the calculations and we determine how much power you need? Because
Okay.
I have the radio on me. I also have my pager.
So do
Okay.
I. Yeah.
I should get one of those.
Yeah. You could probably get one of those.
Maddie has no way to get in touch with me right now.
She's at school.
Yeah, but what if she has a headache and has to go home?
She's got a key.
That's true. So I'm
Cue the school nurse and
Yeah.
the phone just ringing at your house. Eventually the answering machine picks up. Hi, Maddie broke her leg. Track practice.
better not be. So can I? What's it take to sort of figure out the countersign to this?
Why don't you do...
Do I finally get to roll calculate?
Ooh, yeah, I'm also good at
Yeah.
that.
Well, I'm fine with the tech calculate.
Okay. Do my tools apply to this?
I can help.
I got my pencil and my paper out of my toolbox.
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think
Okay.
I do either.
Like, if you were actively building something
Yeah.
to do this,
Yeah,
but
that-
just to figure it out, no.
Not for the prep. So is it calculate tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
I'll do a help.
okay, cool.
I can stand over your shoulder and be like, no, carry the two.
That gets me that. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, just the one. I'll take it.
Okay. You feel like it's probably some kind of like magnetic release
Yeah. Okay.
kind of thing, almost like a early RFID card
Yeah.
kind of a situation. So it's
I knew
not
it
so
had
much
to be
that,
magnets.
that it's is that the new magnets of the new triangle.
Yeah.
I
I mean, no one knows how they work, so
they're just a mystery. But it doesn't feel like the device on this side would need to have a lot of energy. More like the voltage that you're detecting is probably the mechanism on the other side
okay.
that would release.
So just we need a reasonably strong magnet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think that might
Okay.
get the job?
Well, I could build a pretty decent super magnet out of the boat from the battery in the boat. That would be really
Yeah.
strong.
That might be too strong. Also, we might need that in the boat.
Okay. So what other batteries do we have?
Well, there's probably like flashlights, like searchlights in the boat.
Yeah.
What if there's multiples of those.
Hold on. I use magnetic conduction to recharge myself.
Are you a magnet?
I don't know.
Magnets, how's it
Magnets stick to that one spot on your back.
I wonder
Magnets do stick to you.
if I could like redirect the flow just for a second and not like discharge myself, probably, but just to trigger the signal.
Can I do a calculation to see if that's safe or it will kill Crash?
It's safe to assume you don't think that's going to kill Crash, like unless something
But like
goes wrong.
disable, because we can't carry him down
I'm
from
only
here.
300 pounds.
We can't drag him.
I think you probably could.
We don't
We don't
want
want to
drag
drag
Yeah.
him.
That's legit.
I think that would turn into rolling him down the hill.
Yeah.
What rolls the stairs comes.
All right. So you guys, it's safe to assume that you don't think it's going to disable him,
Okay.
but like if something goes wrong, maybe.
I mean, if lasers shoot out of the rock, what are you going to do?
Die.
Yep.
Well, no, I don't think that's the concern. It's more like
Have
That's
an
why I
epic
said what I
fucking-
said.
Have an epic fucking music show.
Yeah.
if the like the roll to do it goes badly, it might end up taking more energy from you than you.
Yeah.
To that kind of,
We don't roll poorly.
like that could be a problem, but at its surface, it's not like an instantly perilous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
So I think if you can like direct the part of my back, I can't see very well.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have eyes in the back of your head
Yeah.
yet, although we could install that for the next one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's gross.
Like at the 30-year-old upgrade, because this is starting to look a little like I still look 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been working on it.
Okay.
Whiner.
Well, it's going to be weird in 5 more years. So,
Still gonna get carded though.
okay.
Bastard.
So,
Yeah. So I'll like direct him to back it up towards the rock.
back
Back
this
it
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back that ass up.
that's all happening.
Okay.
This is the
I
culmination of our
Work
game.
my way onto the rock.
Which you don't probably see it, but Midge,
2 separate campaigns to get
Midge
to this
probably sees
moment.
it because like your shirt is still damp, and
Yeah.
Midge probably sees it like, huh, nope, focus on the science.
Hey, all right. I distracted Cassie from science for 1 second.
That's actually Midge is probably also like.
I mean,
Well, I stated it in the beginning character creation. I wonder if Crash still has feelings for me.
Yeah.
So,
this is how triangles are formed.
I also wonder.
So does Cassie.
Yeah,
And so does Crash.
this is
I think-
super exciting.
I think the energy that he creates just from twerking it probably opens up the rock.
That was a high energy. So, why don't you do Tech Tinker? Actually, why doesn't Cassie do
I
a Tech
was
Tinker?
thinking it'd be better, make more sense if she did
Yeah,
it.
let
'Cause it's-
Cassie tinker with
Because the
that.
description is manipulate machines and mechanical items.
I'd think that.
Heyo.
Oh, Jason died.
Yep. And that's how he died. I'm sorry, what am I doing? Tech tinker, okay.
Yes. Oh, he really is dead.
Okay, is he helping?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't look
Is
like
he
it.
though?
It doesn't look like it, but he is.
And that's when the robot boy became a robot man.
Take that S. Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of ones, but
Ooh.
there's a 6
And a Shadowrun glitch.
and a shadow run glitch.
That would have gone poorly without that.
Spiders for everyone.
But where?
Don't worry about it.
That's what's been powering Crash this whole time.
These
It's
spiders all the way down.
running in like fucking wheels.
Yep.
It's just a bunch of spiders in like marionette VR suits
Yeah.
to control.
What's that? Have you seen the spiders?
Just a bunch of spiders in a man suit.
Okay. Whew.
Yep. Nailed it, you guys.
But seriously,
It's like
folks.
the most horrifying Inside Out.
Yeah. Oh God.
All his feelings are spiders. I know that feeling.
Yep.
All right.
Same.
So, you get him lined up, and he lays back on the rock.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's fully there.
Mm.
Arachnerotica.
Unfortunately, we didn't just invent that.
Nope, it already exists on the internet. Don't Google it.
No, stop it. Stop yourself. All right. You are laying in repose upon the rock.
Sorry. This is what happens when you bring just us.
Yeah,
We need the others to be good.
keep you sane. Yeah, yeah.
You just brought all the weird ones.
All right.
We do the weird stuff.
Heck yeah, we do.
All right. So eventually, like, Cassie gets you slid into the right position, and
Damn it! That was almost as good take too.
I don't even.
This is Happy Jack's Nights. We've done it by accident.
This is empty. I'm not going to get another bottle of water because it's never going to be safe to drink water ever again. Okay.
She slides crash into the right position.
Please
there you
continue.
are.
Yep.
This Veronica's getting real weird.
This is the worst fan fiction ever. And you feel yourself like bonk.
Yeah, okay.
Like you lock into position. And stop it.
So I'm just gonna leave myself on mute.
That's for safety.
Safety first.
And you hear on the other side of the rock, you hear like a mechanical, like almost like a cog thing, like click 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 click.
Something's moving.
And then
I'm on mute.
I'm in character.
I just have to
Mac has left the
not look
building.
at Mac.
I'm done. I'm just fucking done.
I can't look at Mac because this is going to make me laugh.
All right.
She's cracking up at everything. Okay.
Okay. And then damn it. See, you're gonna think that I'm just making this up to be funny, but I'm not. This is how I figured out how this mechanism was gonna work long before
Just
this
tell
turned
us.
into this.
Spirals open.
Do
No,
go on.
the rock that you're laying upon just rises up.
Yeah, like a Pez dispenser. I fucking said that already.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't hatch. It literally just goes like that.
Oh, right.
Oh.
You're welcome.
So there's a bulbous round piece.
What was the sound that
Hold
it makes
on.
again?
There's a bulbous round piece on the top of a
Yeah.
shaft.
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what it is.
Perfect. Yeah.
Almost-
What
almost
sound
like
does
a-
it make again?
I don't remember what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I honestly didn't remember what I did. I go? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
They also.
It rises up out of the dirt.
It does.
Okay.
But it goes up like 10 feet.
Uh,
And like now it's almost like it's on 4 corner poles that
Mhm.
have lifted it up, and now in front of you is like a set of concrete looking stairs that go down, and
okay.
like fluorescent lights are flickering off.
Does the magnet release me?
Nope.
Oh.
My crash.
Do you
Can
require
I just
assistance?
try to like pull myself off of the?
Sure, do a body move.
Okay.
No, body force. Sorry.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Body. It's lower than it was in the last game because that's not my sole design. Now, yeah. See, we roll too many dice and we barely get successes.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. So with your body force, you manage to, like, it's very difficult, but you pry yourself loose.
Yeah. My ab servos go into
Yes.
overdrive.
But you get bonus effect
Oh,
on your
yeah.
second success. So, either you can take +1 forward for dealing with this rock, I guess.
Okay.
I
I feel like we finished it.
yeah, it's done.
Rock boss
Needs
is
a sandwich.
defeated.
Yeah, finished it off.
So, you can impress, frighten, or humiliate someone in the area.
Or the
Hopefully
rock.
the rock.
Yep. It's gonna get better. You can pin your opponent.
Hopefully the rock.
Excuse me.
You can take something from your opponent.
Their rock virginity.
Rude, not without consent.
Your opponent is knocked unconscious. Or you don't need to roll to overcome this same trouble again.
Or I brought their world.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I can only impress the opposition.
No.
Oh, okay.
You could impress
Like
your
my friends? Yeah.
Well, a friend.
Oh, I can
have
only
one
impress
extra.
one of them?
You have to
Yeah.
pick one.
Oh, no!
You're getting bolder about this.
Well done. I'm going to press Cassie.
Oh.
Trust me, I won't take it for granted.
But the reason why I'm actually thinking of that in character-wise is it was really a technological solution that I think maybe, if that makes sense for Cassie. Like,
Yeah.
To be like, okay.
She would probably also just be impressed by your abs in
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah. You're hell
Much
of
to
a
her
sin.
consternation. Like,
Yeah.
why is this a thing that's happening to me? Ooh.
Feelings.
Feelings are weird.
They are, actually.
Accurate.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I'll do.
Cool.
And then just drop down
Just
and
drop down.
Yeah.
As part of that success, you are not injured falling the 10 feet.
yeah. It's not, I mean, I can drop 10 feet in real life.
You're not even a robot,
No.
allegedly.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you?
I have.
Lately?
Yeah. I mean, not like this week.
Oh, all right. Good job.
All right. We're going in these stairs?
Officer.
There's nobody in the hallway that you see. But it is a large enough, like, the entryway stair here is big enough for two of you to walk in next to each other.
Oh,
Okay.
that's bigger than I thought it was.
Oh.
That's what she
No,
Yep.
almost never.
Occasionally, just maybe not to you.
Rude.
That's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
We've come this far, so.
Why stop now? So, but we can't see the bottom of it.
You can see, like, it looks like it goes down, like, the stairs probably go down 20 feet.
Oh, like a couple. Stories.
Into, like, darkness, or is there, like,
No,
a
there's
door?
fluorescent lights
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
kick on. Like,
Okay.
it looks like it goes down and gets to a flat floor, and then it's a hallway that leads away
Okay.
that you can't see
Okay.
down from here.
I'm gonna get out of my toolkit the I don't think he has like a cool headlamp. It's like the pen light in a headband thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like to like work under a car,
Sure.
that sort of thing. I think
It's not like the glasses with the lights.
hell no.
Okay.
It's a nightmare.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Strong
Very
feelings
anti
about
No, I have a
glasses with lights on the side.
no pen light headband.
Sure.
It's not turned on. I think the lights are gonna go out at some point. That's what I think.
You're prepared.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are heading down there. You managed to walk down the 20 feet of steps without incident.
Roll for
Thank you.
falling damage.
Oh.
This isn't a store test system scenario, so you make it to the bottom.
You've been at the bottom for a while now.
And now
Rock
there's
bottom.
always farther to go.
I believe in us.
So
Somebody has to.
ahead of you is a hallway that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like, it goes as far as you're able to see.
Oh, what sort of compass? Like, is this heading back towards?
It looks like it heads north.
Okay, so towards the big island that we went out to when we were kids.
Or at least to the big Boulder Island.
The little island that's
Yeah.
north of here.
That's where it's headed from here.
Okay.
But like, it's one of those, like, you know how, like, if you're in a enclosed hallway and it goes on for a long ways, it's hard to figure out exactly how far that is.
Mhm.
Sure.
Because, like, you know, you can count, like, the fluorescent tube lights for a ways, but then they all sort of blend into each other in the
Mhm.
distance.
Okay.
Yeah, at what point do we run into the mirror that's just making it look like?
I don't know if maybe a calculate roll would work, but I'm thinking I know my stride precisely and I can keep pretty good count.
You wouldn't need to look for that.
That is
Okay.
exactly what I was going to do.
Okay.
Nailed it.
So yeah, you would not need a roll for that.
Okay.
You can keep track of how far you're going.
All right.
So you guys start
And
heading
what
down this hallway.
directions we turn if we get to an end.
Sure. But as of now, you don't see any turns.
Okay.
But you're going along, and you know, you guys are hiking for a while.
Does the tunnel look well traversed? Are there like, because you get it gets damp, and there might be like muddy footprints. Or...
The stairs and stuff, like right where you came in, it looks like there's some dirt that has probably been tracked in.
Sure.
Onto the stairs, and then like at the bottom that has kind of probably like blown in while the door's open, kind of a thing. But after you get 30 or 40 feet down the hallway, it's pretty clean. And this tunnel is surprisingly like dry and nice because like
we're definitely underwater.
It's safe to assume that you will eventually pass to a point where you're underwater.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's otherwise a fully concrete,
Yeah.
like ceiling, walls, everything.
Yeah, it's like just an arched ceiling and then straight walls.
And fluorescent lighting the whole distance.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like super bright.
Yeah.
So like there's a fluorescent tube every 20 feet.
Yeah, okay.
But there's enough light that even in between tubes, it's not darkness.
Yeah.
You're able to see, but it's not.
Dim light.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a utility tunnel or,
Yeah,
something
okay.
like that. So like there's enough light that a workman could find their way to something that was busted.
It'd be great if we had a scooter. It's a long ways to go.
But you guys hiked for a ways. Probably like 300 yards
Yeah,
or
wow.
more.
Okay.
And I'll give you as a freebie that the tunnel has sloped downward
Okay.
at a slight angle. Like it's not plunging into the darkness or
Yeah.
anything, but it's you over time you feel like, oh, when I take a step, the floor isn't exactly where I feel like it should be.
Okay.
So you realize, oh, that means that this tunnel is slightly sloping downward.
Is everyone picking up this down slope?
It's probably, for a human, it's probably just barely perceptible.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, it does feel like we're going downhill a little bit.
Yeah, but barely.
I wonder if this is going to the underwater city.
I mean, I guess maybe.
There's a bunch of those vehicles down here, and there's probably like a whole base or something.
Maybe we could commandeer one.
I would like to have at least one of them.
Eventually, up ahead, you do see that the tunnel comes to some kind of a solid end, and there's it looks almost like a stereotypical looking submarine hatch. Like it's
Okay.
like got a big lock wheel on it, and like several of those where you can dog the hatch.
Okay.
Those handles to lock it.
Is it locked?
It's like those things aren't locked into place, but the wheel is clearly
Okay, so just in case, I'm going to get the respirator part out of my... I think I probably threw that in. Not like the whole scuba kit, but hand it to them. Like, you can share this if you have to.
I have a feeling we're not going to go underwater, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out my sidearm.
Okay.
And be ready.
Well,
I'll hold the thing.
yeah, just in case. And then I'm going to start to open it real slow. In case, if water starts coming through, obviously, just crank it down.
Sure. You start to open it, and it makes a big ka-chonk chong, and then probably just barely audible from back the way you came, because it's a long ways now. You hear a mechanical noise, and then a
Okay. So
Like
the
the-
rock probably closed, so this can open. Right? Is that what that was?
that would be the logical guess.
Probably.
Hold on. I'm going to put my ear up against the door and just see if I can hear anything.
Probably not.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't think there would be anything to hear. Just any, fish going about their business or... Okay.
Doesn't sound like you hear any swishing of tails.
sea. Okay.
There's no singing on the other side of the door.
All right. So just very carefully...
Nor is there a bunch of Russians.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, them sing.
Thank you.
I would have really liked to have seen Montana.
You get the door open.
Okay.
It does not flood the tunnel.
Yay!
Huzzah.
When the door opens on the other side is a big space.
Atlantis.
This would be a shitty Atlantis.
Okay, well that's what I said. When the door opened, like
Um,
I mean, it's the Atlantis of Nevada.
Fair.
I guess that's fair. But you get into a room that is probably like 100 by 100. Like it's a big
Ooh.
excavated space.
Wow. Okay.
And at one end, there's, it looks like,
100 by 100, like 10,000 square feet.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And excuse me.
Mhm.
At one end, from where you are, not far to your left, you can see there's like a pool, like water, that looks like maybe one end of the room slopes into water,
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
kind of a thing.
Hmm.
And then in the rest of the space is like, it looks like, what's his face's junkyard.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Our friend.
Oh.
I have forgotten the name now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nor did I bring that.
We're like working on a project
Billy
together.
Pearson.
Billy. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're working on a walker.
Yes. So it looks kind of like Billy's junkyard at first, because there's just like junky parts of stuff kind of piled up.
Okay.
And it doesn't look particularly well organized or anything. But as you kind of step into the space and the lights in this room kind of finish flickering to life, you can see that there's a lot of the pieces are robots pieces.
Mm.
Like, at first it looked like just kind of piles of junk or metal and stuff, but then you get in here and you're like, oh no, that's clearly like a 3-fingered articulated hand on the end of that.
Oh, that's not good.
Unless people are just upgrading.
This looks like a murder situation. Cassie looks very pale than usual.
And then on the other side of the room, you see there is like a big, like roll-up kind of door.
How does this fit, though? What? I don't understand how this all. There's got to be some reason for people out on this island. And then, I mean, is the body on the beach happenstance? That seems really weird to me.
It does. We need more evidence.
I wonder if somebody's having robots fight,
Oh.
and then
Or-
somehow she got at the like if out of
Technovision.
character. No, what's the name of the game?
Oh, Machine Gun 3.
Oh yeah, if Machine Gun 3 is about some sort of real VR.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Well, we should take a look around. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's all these dismantled robots, they're getting the parts from somewhere. What if they're trapped in here?
Yeah. It could be Anne and Dav were building something and then got caught.
I mean, they escaped with all of the
But where did they escape to?
robots we let loose. Yeah.
Do these pieces look like any of those?
Oh, yeah. Do any of these pieces look familiar?
You know what? Why don't you do a mind investigate
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
to search the room and see if you guys remember what those robots look like?
Can I help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And my help is generally looking for any kind of pattern with the robots, like, oh, they're all hospital robots, or,
Okay. Well, I got one success.
Well, that gives you 2 questions.
Okay.
Your first question you want to be, does it look like the robots you helped escape?
Yeah, do any of these
15
robots look familiar, like ones we've seen before?
No.
Okay, well, that's
But
good.
in your looking around, I will give you that a lot of these robot parts have like badging painted onto them and stuff.
Okay.
So they look like military bot parts.
Okay.
And eventually, as you kind of are sorting through some of the pieces, you start to see that some of the bot parts have, like, the Soviet Union hammer and sickle on
Oh.
them.
Oh no.
And the second thing I will give you for free, it looks like some of the parts here have something significantly wrong with the wiring. Like, there's something about the wiring that looks like it's gone bad.
Oh. Huh.
Wiring doesn't go bad.
I mean,
Like, it looks like the insulation on the wiring has bubbled up, like, in places. Like, I don't know, maybe it was like some kind of weird electrical fault or something.
okay.
These are the bots who tried to rise up.
It looks like, yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of them are Russian.
How did
What-
they get here?
It's a good question.
Can
Maybe
I go?
the amphibious vehicles. It's a long way to go.
Could they have escaped through the Swedish loop and come here?
Maybe that's what broke the loop?
Oh wait, out of character. Are theories of the loops being linked? Is that?
That never was proven to work.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's not public knowledge that that's a thing that ever happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, that was kind of the hope.
Oh, okay. But we wanted it to work, and if that had worked, then maybe something.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
The one other thing I will let you know about the robots in this
Mhm.
room, it looks like many of the pieces are from humanoid-sized robots.
Okay.
Like, they're not from, like, giant mechs
Yeah.
or anything like that.
5 to 8 feet tall,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Okay.
Can I go and listen at the door that looks like it's gonna
The
like
roll-up
it
door?
could roll up?
Sure. You get over there. On the other side, you don't hear anything right there. Like, you don't hear any activity on the other side, I would say.
Does it look like there is a mechanism to make it roll up, or just rolls up by sheer force?
There's like one of those chain loops.
Oh, yeah.
You can pull, and then it'll roll up the door, and then you pull it the other way.
Can
and roll
I
on it.
roll it up just like a couple inches?
Yeah.
Like really slowly.
Yeah.
And then
It's
I
gonna
wanna-
make a couple of like click, click, clicks.
Sure, but
But-
I'm gonna go as slow as possible so that the clicks are as
Yeah.
diminished as possible.
Sure.
And I want to go like peek under the door.
I think I have one more question too when you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can start clicking the thing up. If you have a question, go ahead.
I was gonna ask if there's a pattern to like what type of parts these are. Like, are they all limbs or all heads or all torsos or
There's a kind of variety.
variety? Okay.
Yeah. It looks like someone took some rudimentary effort to sort things a little bit.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
like, like, it looks like arms and hands are kind of in one pile.
Do most of the parts have the anomalous wiring?
Yeah.
Oh. So maybe these shortages or whatever that is.
Maybe they're removing them to.
What kind of wiring,
Replace?
mate? What is that?
It's very weird. I've never seen anything like this.
Are there any is there like a bunch of tools here to work on robots, or is it just a pile of stuff in a concrete room?
Kind of just a pile of stuff in front of you.
Okay.
With a pool of water at one end and a roll-up garage door on one wall.
Okay, well, I'm going to put my gloves on, get some of my tools out, and my goal is, I want to look through at least 10 of these and make sure they all have anomalous wiring.
Okay. Be careful though. Something about this wiring feels weird.
They're unpowered.
Yeah.
I'll just look at limbs.
Okay. Don't like touch it.
I've got gloves and tools.
Okay.
You finish slowly clicking it up, 2 or 3 inches, enough that you can lay down and peek under. On the other side, it looks like it's a full width of this double garage door kind of size tunnel now that goes farther.
Guys,
What
guys,
do you got, Midge?
it goes further.
You don't. It's actually not lit right near you,
Mhm.
but in the far distance, you see there is some light, like far.
Do I see any movement? Like
not
anything,
with
even
just
just
your
moving
eye.
across like the light so that it's
Maybe,
flickering.
yeah.
Is that roll-up door big enough to have let through something that makes the kind of tracks we're talking
For
about?
sure.
Okay.
There's something further down there. The lights are flickering.
Like the roll-up door is like the size of like a mechanic's garage, two bay.
Got it.
Might be somebody down there. Either that or they have flickering lights, but my guess is it's somebody down there. We
Okay.
could click this up a couple more inches and roll under, but I don't know what we're rolling into.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I can come back and look at this later.
Yeah. There's no other doors or anything in this room.
Oh, the one you came in, the rolling door, and the lake.
Okay. Well, the rock's shut, and we're already in here.
Hey, do you have any sample vials? I want to see if I can like put some of this wiring and
Oh,
just
yeah,
check it out later under the microscope.
Yeah, most definitely. Pull out some, sample containers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and snip some of the
You
weird
can
wiring.
absolutely do that.
And out of character, the stuff in the setting book, that's not common knowledge, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything.
I cannot, in all good consciousness, ask you to go any further.
Can you tell us not to?
Are you gonna tell us not to?
That's what I meant.
I'm going to advise that you don't,
Cool.
but
we're
I
not gonna
also
listen to
know
that.
who you are as people.
All right, I'll take your advice under advisement, Officer Johansen.
Duly noted. We'll push forward for science.
Don't get killed, okay?
Nope.
I'm going to
Something
go
about
over and click it up just enough that we can, either roll or, army
Sure.
man
You
crawl
can totally do
underneath
that.
and move to the other side. And I'm going to, as soon as we're up, I'm going to be fully just, I've got my gun out and I'm, sweeping, ready.
When you get to the other side of it, there's the light that's coming in from the room that you're in along the floor,
Mhm.
but standing up, it's pitch black.
Mm-hmm.
The area you're in now, you can tell it's a big-ish tunnel because
Yeah.
it's not. You stand up and you can reach your arms and not touch anything, but
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what can we see in the pen light?
I'm going to turn
In
that
the
on and
sunlight?
look at the walls for light switches.
nope. There is a chain on this side
Mm-hmm.
for the door too.
Okay.
I think we might need the light.
I don't think we want any lights going on right now, especially if we're going to have any chance of surprising them.
With the pen light, you can look up and you see there is lighting in the ceiling, but you think it's probably attached to this door being open,
Yeah, okay.
I'd rather be able to move forward
or
towards.
there's a control on the other end of the top.
I'd rather be able to move forward towards the movement and have them not know that we're coming.
There's movement down there?
The lights are flickering, so it could either be that the lights are flickering, which I doubt, or it could be that there's actually movement that's causing
Okay.
moving in front of the lights. To
So I
flicker.
should turn this off?
Please.
Click.
Okay. Well, let's hang on to each other and sneak down there, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those things where you kind of feel with your feet that you can, move forward and going to move forward towards the light source.
The walls of this tunnel aren't as smooth as that last littler tunnel that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it looks like it's almost like the a digger has the teeth on the end.
Yeah.
So it looks almost like something has come through and scraped out of the rock walls
Okay.
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 to make
More
this tunnel.
like earth
It's a
and
roughy,
Yeah.
rough tunnel.
And so I think Cassie said let's grab onto each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your gun out, right?
Oh yeah, I figure I'm leading at
Yeah.
this point.
I was gonna put my hand on your shoulder and then grab Cassie's hand.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay.
And you guys are going to sneak. If you're going to lead, why don't you make a body sneak?
Okay.
Unless you just want to trudge.
No, I think body sneak makes sense.
Hey Midge, remember when I taught you how to sneak out on the island that day?
Oh my god.
Can I add a help die?
I don't want your help die.
I'm
I'm gonna
just
roll
gonna
without
make
your
her
help
mad.
die. I don't want.
You need to ask, may I add a help die?
I got a success.
That was my help die.
No, it was not.
Um,
It emphatically was not.
So you guys start walking up this tunnel, and it's easily as far as the last tunnel.
Okay.
Sure.
Like, it's going a long ways. And again, it's descending.
Mm.
Right? So, like, you're well... At this point, you assume that you're well below lake bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's wild.
But eventually you get within about 50 yards of where you see the light, and you're able to kind of start resolving it into imagery. And the first thing you see is fully like olive green, about 7 foot tall humanoid that's like walking across, holding a slightly smaller other humanoid. Like they're walking across the end of the tunnel.
Just back and forth.
No, like from one side to the other.
Oh.
Okay.
And then, like, at the end, like, it looks almost like the tunnel you're in opens up into a bigger space again.
Mm.
So, like, this just went by the end of the tunnel.
Oh, I see.
And the light that you're seeing is coming from that bigger room into the tunnel.
The humanoid shapes, do they look robotic, like angular, or organic?
It looks similar to the parts you saw down there,
Okay.
Yeah.
but
Hey,
you're
so,
still 50 yards away, so it's
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
so we
fair.
could whisper without much worry about being heard.
Yeah, probably.
So here's the thing. I don't think the people here would have dropped that girl out on their own doorstep to be tracked back in here. I wonder if it was somebody who wanted to draw your attention to this place.
It might be, but we need to figure out what this place is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It just wouldn't make sense to me that these guys just like dump her out on their own front porch.
I mean,
Depends on how smart they are.
yeah, and how much they want to get caught.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess we got to figure out who they are. That one looks very tall,
Yeah.
7 feet.
Well, a lot of the industrial models are bigger.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there any? Can we see any like cover? Is there anything to hide
Not
behind,
until
or
you
is
get
it
to
just
the end of it. I mean,
way open? Okay.
yeah, it's just an open roadway kind of thing that you're on.
Okay.
So look, I know you're armed and an officer of the law, but what if I go in first? Because if that thing backhands me, I can probably get back up and we can all run out of here. But if it backhands you, that's going to break things.
This is my job, Crash.
I get it, but have the SWAT guy in front of you.
No. As far as I'm concerned, robot or not, you're still a civilian.
Okay,
And
you're
it's
the
my
boss.
job to take care of civilians.
Well, that's nice of you. I mean, I appreciate that you think of me as a civilian.
Okay. So you guys are going to continue down the hall.
Mhm.
At this point, everybody needs to make a sneak if you're going to be sneaking.
Yeah.
But sneak plus body.
Body sneak. Yeah.
What if I did a tech sneak?
Tell me how you're going to do that, and we'll talk.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. So with your first success, you successfully sneak down to the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Your second success, you can get either +1 die towards a future thing that relates to this sneak,
Mhm.
or you can give a success to one of the other players, or you can find something unexpected.
Can I hold that success to see if
100% you can.
they're gonna make it?
I've got one.
Okay?
Okay.
So you are also successfully sneaking down the hall.
I got 0.
I'm gonna give it to Cassie.
Okay. So, like,
It's not very sneaky.
you guys start moving out, and like you kind of spaced out a little bit to keep sneaking, and like it's like almost like Cassie, it's almost like you tripped because of the angle of the road going
Okay.
down a little
Yeah.
bit. But Midge like stops you from falling all the way over. Like,
Okay.
kind of catches you and helps you back up.
Thanks, Midge.
and you guys successfully make it to the end of the tunnel. When you get down there, it's like a similar sized room to the last one down the hall, but this one has just bunches of like industrial looking benches, and there's probably 30 various robots in this room
Like up and moving around?
seem to be at least all together. It looks like some of them are a little worse for wear. You know, like there's a couple of missing limbs, but they seem to be sitting, or like there's a couple that are sort of next to each other and they're talking. Like you can hear some audible noise in the room. The one that you saw walking by with another one has helped. The smaller robot is now sitting on a bench, and the bigger one is sitting there like wrenching off a knee from him.
I think
And-
we just found your paradise.
Look at
Yeah.
all these robots.
Oh, I think it's more of a triage.
Over in the
Yeah.
corner of the room, the far corner, I almost forgot to tell you, there are several humans over there that seem to be sitting around a table.
Are they in uniforms or?
No, they're just dressed like American civilians.
Yes, very good Americans.
Yeah, but they're not wearing anything that looks
Right.
weird, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like they look like people that would have come in from the desert.
Does it look like they have any weapons?
A couple of the robots look like they have some kind of integrated weaponry. You know, like there's a couple of like no hand, but instead like Gatling gun arm kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like the humans do. Or if they
Okay.
do, they're like sidearms and they're put away.
Yeah.
Like you can't see anything obvious. Like they're not sitting there with like AK-47s on their back or something.
Okay.
Really?
I will say, excuse me, there is one robot that you eventually notice that kind of comes out from behind some bigger ones. That's probably only like 5 foot tall,
Mm-hmm.
pretty small, but is wearing like. It almost looks like they've decorated themselves with like some feathers and like a shawl, and they're kind of walking around and like you see them and they like stop and talk with the robots as they're moving through the group.
Okay. So that robot looks kind of like they're in charge, maybe. That would be my assessment.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I actually don't mean a joke. This might be the robot underground.
I agree with you. I think, see that one with the shawl and the feathers? I think maybe that robot's in charge. I mean, if this is the robot underground, we should talk to them and see if we can help.
Midge, what's your protocol here?
The books didn't exactly cover this.
Does that mean we don't have to report it? I don't think there's a crime being committed.
They're just trying to live.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
And she's gonna take her gun, kind of step back, and she's gonna go, "I'm off duty."
Okay. I mean, let's have a conversation with him and just see how it goes, right?
Like you step back to talk to your friends, or you step out into the room like.
No, back to talk
Oh,
to
okay,
my
okay.
friend.
Sorry.
I'm off duty right now. I don't know that this helps me with my investigation at all.
Well,
Yeah.
they may know something. Maybe they've seen something.
They also possibly tried to completely evade an officer of the law trying to pull them over, so
Well, if they're fugitive robots, I would understand why.
Yeah, that does make sense.
you could see why this might be a conflict for me, though.
Yes, but I also, and I'm not trying to be flippant, but I don't think you can cite a robot yet. like as in a citation. Right?
I get it. I'm just,
That was Jason clarifying.
and I'm trying to
Do
parse it
you
out.
want to hang back and keep watch, give us cover in case something goes wrong, and we can try and talk to
Get it.
the potential robot uprising?
I think that's kind of all I can do right now.
I mean,
But
if something goes wrong, it wouldn't be bad to have somebody watching our back that they don't know is here.
And if they
still,
scan
if
me,
they're doing illegal operations,
well, that's what we should find out. I agree. I mean, we don't want them like raiding businesses in town, and
No,
like,
exactly.
but maybe we can get them resources they need without now, raiding things.
or rushing off in illegal vehicles.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe we can help avoid what you ran into the other night.
Go ahead.
You want to take the lead?
Sure.
I'm worried one of them might scan me.
Oh.
They might anyway.
They might anyway.
I don't know what to do about that.
Well, it could go one of two ways. It could help our case.
Or I run for my life.
Yeah. You're good at running, though.
I am. So just, if that happens, I'm gonna run.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay. Sorry.
No, don't be.
Sort of like check my gun, make sure everything is up to snuff, and I don't holster it, but I do kind of have it like arms crossed and kind of tucked into my jacket.
Before you guys go out there, do a mind empathize.
Oh no. I didn't put a point in that. I put my point into investigate.
Mine empathize is what I'm good at.
1.
Oh, you did it though.
Nice.
Hot shit, look at that.
3 dice.
All right. You guys have kind of had this little talk, and like as you turn around and you guys are getting ready to go in, you look across the way at the guys that are sitting around the table, and one of them has stood up like he's going somewhere or something. But when he stands up, you totally recognize him. He's one of the guys that you played chess with.
Oh, one of the Bosnians. Or no, it's
Serbians.
Serbians and Bosnians, and that's why they get in fistfights. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's a guy that you kind of recognize.
Okay, so I'll just make that. I know that tall guy with the sort of weird beard.
Oh.
He's from Chess Club,
Oh.
where we definitely don't fight.
Have you been...
Oh, selection of bevies.
Can I have that one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Well, maybe we should try and take him aside and ask him what's going on if you know him.
I mean, I don't know him that well. How well do I know him?
Have you maybe played chess with the
We
dude?
played
or-
chess, okay.
Like you met him at the club?
We're not like buddies.
Probably not.
Yeah, okay.
You're not gonna walk out and be like, "Hey!" No.
Anton! Do I know his name?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll
What
help.
is it?
Anton.
Sure.
Chekhov.
Boo.
Sure
Yes.
it is.
He's got a
It
gun.
is now.
He's got a gun
No, he doesn't. They didn't have weapons.
that you could see.
Damn it.
Anton's
He's got
got
a
a gun.
concealed carry permit.
No, it's Chekhov's gun.
I understand.
Yeah,
But now that we've talked about it,
it has to be.
Yeah.
Used.
one
could
of
be,
y'all is gonna get shot.
No, it could be that you hold it up and go, oh, we don't need to use this weapon of war.
Let me lay down my gun.
Yeah, that's using the thing in the scene.
Sure.
Okay. So, should we talk to that guy? Or the bedazzled robot?
I think maybe the robot, I don't know him super well, but as a backup, that guy's name is Anton. I don't remember his last name. I don't think I could pronounce it.
Okay. Alright. So I think I'm going to try and wait until, the one that looks like they're in charge kind of makes a loop closer to us, and then try and approach so we don't have to go like way into the room.
Okay, well, like, as soon as you step out of the tunnel, you're gonna be very obvious to the whole room.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
So because I have this runaway robot living in my basement, are there any like call signs of the robot resistance or something that I would know?
Beep boop.
Yeah, like code words they use, even if they're like old ones.
Beep
like,
bitches!
yeah.
Beep boop a doop.
maybe? Why don't... I'm trying to think of what you might roll into... mind
Tech
comprehend.
Mind comprehend? Okay.
Yeah. Find the right piece of information or know it directly from memory.
Okay. Yeah.
You gotta run away. We are your friends.
Yeah. We come in peace. Son of a bitch. So many fives.
That's what I was
I almost made my dog correction noise at the dice when they came out. I was like, no.
Okay.
It was like, nope, that's not a dog, and it's not going to respond to that noise.
I'm gonna take a condition and re-roll that.
All right. What conditions you take?
I took exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't get a lot of sleep.
That's
Like,
True.
wait,
Oh, you're having the caffeine crash now.
I didn't bring any coffee.
Hey, there
There
we
you
go.
go.
2 6s.
Okay. So with 1 6, you know that it's less about like a code or a call sign and more about like a almost like people in AA are like, oh, you're a friend of Bill
Yeah.
kind of thing, and like
Okay.
there's kind of a discussion like that. It's like, oh, you're a friend of Rob's,
Okay.
that kind of a statement.
Okay.
But the other thing that you know is
Friend of Hal.
I was trying to think of a
There
good
you go.
robot
Yeah.
for that, but yeah, you.
that's why I went
You
with
did it.
Rob.
Yeah.
But Hal, I like
Which one's Rob?
Robbie
Robbie the robot.
Oh, Robbie the Robot. My bad.
But you can't make it too obvious.
Yeah.
But you know that most of these robots in this room probably don't speak English.
Okay.
That's the bonus information you get from successful movie.
Mm.
Like thinking about like a lot of the robots that are on the run from the Soviet Union and that kind of thing.
Okay.
They're not like multilingual.
Got it.
Yeah. But you do get +1 on your next roll involving the situation.
Okay. That sounds
As
good.
you remember that info.
I guess I'm just gonna kind of try and get the robot that I think is in charge's attention, and use my best.
So you're gonna like stand here in the tunnel and be like,
Yo, robot!
No, I'm gonna step out a little bit, like
Okay.
into the room, and just kind of try and get their attention and be like, "I'm a friend of Hal. I've come to offer my help."
okay. You step out and like immediately the few robots that are closest, like, you know, like the one that has its knee off, like tries to stand up and then like ends up sort of toppling into the one that was working on the knee. Like a couple other robots, they stand up and like one of them, like he brings up his gun arm, like,
Yeah.
and like it starts to rotate, but like it's not firing.
I'm
Yeah.
still going to suddenly be between that and Cassie.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think she's gonna do kind of like a I mean, like, I'm not here to hurt you, and like out of her pocket produce her mini robot, like, scientist, help.
And like I said, the ones that are close, like one of them starts to emit like an alarmy noise,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a thing. Like
Yeah.
it's just a general like as it stands up, but it doesn't have arms at all. Like it's just standing up and alarming at you.
Danger.
Yeah.
Lower everything.
But the one with the robe, you know, the shawl and feathers and stuff, it like jumps up on one of the benches and like leaps from bench to bench to get over to you.
Okay.
Like as soon as it starts going off.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as all this kicks off, you see the guys at the far side and like they stand up and like they look panicked.
Okay.
Like they're like one of them is like grabbing up a bag and like
Yeah. They look scared.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand my ground and try and look as like non-threatening as possible
Cool.
and calm and wait for the leader to get to me.
So why don't you do
It's so hard for Midge.
Mac is making Midge face.
Yeah.
What is the space?
This face is Midge coming around the corner with the gun,
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
back off, don't fuck with my friends.
none of the robots have made like a aggressive move.
But there was,
toward them,
but one was like spinning its,
Yeah.
No. Also, though,
gun
you would.
chamber, and one is emitting an alarm, and there's people ready to take off. I think that Midge's cop brain would kick in of like,
get this situation under control.
I need to,
Yeah.
and she isn't firing at anything, but she is definitely like sweeping the room, like, don't try it.
Okay. So you can make a heart charm
Oh, good.
roll.
And I got +1 forward generally in this
You do?
situation. Good, because that gives me 3 with the
Oh.
+1
What's the +1 forward from?
From her
from my
remembering
Oh,
the
2
friendship.
yeah.
successes.
Yeah, normally
Um,
I would help, but not right now.
Is that something I can help with since I'm like trying to diffuse the situation with the
Yeah.
rotoring?
Or can I use my mini robot as a like friend of robots? Here to
Iconic
help.
item.
Well, that might give you a +1,
Okay.
and then you can still give a
Also help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because in this case, we're using the mini robot like an item.
Yeah. I'm more of like a hey,
Yeah.
I like these.
And I'm just going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And like the mini robot's like making like
Yeah.
calming gestures
Also like, whoa,
at
whoa,
the
whoa.
same time.
Probably has like a soothing like noise activation thing that I use when I want to go
Oh,
to sleep.
you know what though? Actually, take a die away.
Oh yeah, because I'm tired.
Oh, well then take 2 away.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Why?
No, it's a good thing you
Because
got help.
Yeah,
Midge
that's
is
right.
with a gun that popped out behind you.
Oh,
Damn it, Midge.
that makes sense though.
Yeah, but that's
No, I
what
mean
Midge
it's a
would do.
completely legit.
Okay, I
See?
got
Yeah.
1 success.
I would love to see the stats on us rolling big groups of
Mhm.
dice and us rolling small groups of
Yeah.
dice.
That's what's wrong with Shadowrun.
Yep.
The dice pools are too big.
Yeah, roll 28 dice. Glitch.
0
Fail.
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 1.
All right. So the robot that was jumping from bench to bench like gets over and like lands on the ground in front of you, and like it's got like weird feet that look like they actually like dig into the solid concrete floor a
Like
little bit,
talons?
almost.
Huh.
Like its feet were clearly designed for like fast movement or grappling or something. And it lands in front of you and like it puts up a hand like at you, but it's looking right at you and it
Okay.
goes, "We are peaceful.
We are also peaceful.
We don't want problems with the humans.
We want to help the robots.
Why have you found us to offer your aid?
Yes.
It's a strange place indeed."
I've helped robots before. I have one that lives in my basement. She is hiding.
Oh, you run the American Underground, or part of it.
No, but I try to help when I can.
Oh,
We haven't made contact with the underground. We haven't found anyone.
But we'd like to try.
We've helped in the past with other robots.
we have heard this. We came here invited by robots that were helped by this town before.
Oh, do you know Dav?
Or Anne.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are friends of ours. We helped them.
I see.
I'm Cassie. This is Crash. And this is Midge.
Midge is gonna very slowly lower her gun and put it into like a more resting position, but not completely holstering it.
And like he stops and like it's actually really kind of creepy because he has a very Terminator-y head,
Yeah.
for lack of
Okay.
a better, like
T1.
yeah, he looks
Yeah,
very much like
skull.
Arnold without the
Big metal skull.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
But his head like turns around.
Oh, great. That's horrible.
He's an Owlbot.
Yeah. Skullbot.
But he turns his head around and like you could see like as his gaze sweeps across the other robots in the room, they all like start to sit, like the one brings its arm down and stops spinning its barrel, and like all of them start to sit back down. The other one like that jumped up with no arms stops alarming and sits.
Are the humans being chill?
Well, they are still like grabbing up their stuff and like stuffing it in a bag, or like one of them's got a backpack on now.
Yeah.
And, like they are moving off along the far side of the wall.
Wait. It's okay. I'm just like trying to raise my voice a little bit for their sake.
Don't leave.
We're here to help.
So you can do a heart charm
Okay.
against the people.
I have that.
Can I help with that?
Yeah.
Well, you should put her
Because
gun away.
I'm putting my gun down and I'm going to go, we're not here to arrest you.
Okay.
Do my iconic tools.
I'm pretty giving on all of that.
No, I'm
You can come up with any
No.
way it works.
That's a joke. 2.
Okay. So with your first, they seem to be like the Anton's like Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know me.
what? How did you get down? Why did?
It's a long story. Just you don't have to
And
book it.
now that they're standing up, two of the guys are totally two of the guys you saw getting onto the Nevada Dreamin' boat.
Mm.
Oh.
And like both of them are like they kind of whisper at Anton like, because they're still a little ways distant. And he's like, "Why did you bring the police here?"
She's not police today.
She's off duty. She's our friend.
I'm
Okay.
investigating something that led us here.
And now that we found you, we just want to help. What's going on here?
We've got people back home that help smuggle out some of these robots that are trying to escape, and shipping containers and stuff, and they get across. And eventually they can make their way here. We try and get them down here for help and
Unfortunately, you did a couple of things, or a couple of things have occurred that have caught some notice around here. One of which I don't think is connected to you, and one of which I think is.
oh well, we've tried to be pretty subtle.
Well, that's something we can probably help with.
Yeah.
I did chase down one of the vehicles the other day.
And like the head turns back around and goes, "Yes, one of Dav's friends. He's a large military kind of robot.
Okay. That makes sense.
But he has been modified to look like a vehicle.
Oh.
Perhaps you encountered him."
That sounds accurate.
Makes my job a little difficult, though.
Well, I apologize if he caused problems. He was heading into town to search for fuel and things that we need for
Oh.
our
Okay.
generators here.
Well, those are things we can help get without endangering your own people.
Well, this would be good.
But there's another thing that has occurred that is nearby and may not be related, but is part of the reason that we were led here. Are you familiar with the body that was found on the beach?
No, on our island, was a human hurt?
A human was killed and dumped off on the beach. Not on the island, but on the shore side.
And you can see like it's nodding his head, and it is kind of birdish.
Okay.
Like it's a humanoid body, but has some bird characteristic to it. And he kind of nods his head and goes, "No, I'm afraid we haven't encountered any any dead humans.
Have you,
Nor have any. I mean, we haven't had any new arrivals in the past few weeks.
I don't know how often you leave here, but has any of your numbers seen any magnetrine ships in the area recently?
I would have to ask around.
Okay, it would be helpful to us for her investigation.
Certainly, maybe Dav or Ann might have.
Are they still around?
They live on Black Island.
Oh, they do still.
We should go
Oh,
see
good.
them.
We should. I had a communication device, but it doesn't. It's been so long, it doesn't work anymore.
Ah.
Well, what should we call you? Do you have a name?
Yes, and I'll tell you next time because I wrote it down and it was good and I forgot to bring that.
That's fair. We'll assume we know it.
Yep. Birdman.
We noticed
Birdman.
Harley
Sorry.
Birdman.
some of the parts in the other room had strangeness to the wiring.
Yes. We call it the cancer.
The what now?
The growth that has affected many of our brethren.
So like mold? What do you mean?
It is some kind of growth that has infected many of the robots from the Eastern Bloc.
Oh.
It's caused much destruction.
Do you have any...
I like take out the little glass vial. Like, is it safe in here for me to take home and study?
We don't know how it is communicated.
Cassie takes it from you immediately.
I still have my gloves on, but
Yeah.
I'm like wiping them on my pants.
Yeah.
But it is, in some cases, can be stopped by removing the infected part. But in some
Oh,
cases,
okay.
it affects processing units as well, and parts cannot be salvaged.
Oh.
Oh. Is it okay if I take this to study at my lab?
Well, yes, I don't see why it would not be.
Okay.
But you don't know how robots get it in the first place.
It started shortly after the uprising in the east.
Well, I wonder if the government released something on those who rose up.
Maybe some
Perhaps.
kind of virus
It may have
in the
been
programming.
something to do with the flooding from the loops. It came from that area when robots fled from the Soviet Union.
Interesting.
I mean, I have a sample of our water here. I could test for similarities.
I mean, I've been in
Similar
the
compounds.
exclusion
You've
zone.
been in the, you swam in the exclusion zone? Don't swim in the exclusion zone.
We're back to this.
I've been near the exclusion.
Yeah. Okay.
Crash. I know you better than that.
I went in the exclusion zone, sorry.
Do you have a telephone or a way to communicate?
Most of our outside contact is through, and he gestures over at the guys.
Okay.
Humans.
I'm gonna give them my pager number
Okay.
in case they need anything or like need assistance or need a robot treated or something.
Are you legally operating the Nevada Dreamin', by the way?
Well, the humans are like, yeah.
Okay.
they're-
Well, I
We-
opened
we-
an investigation and I need to know so that I can
Oh,
determine whether or not I should close said investigation. That's sort of important.
well, I mean, the owner's not here.
Sure, but
You've
you're
met him.
working with. I didn't directly, but one of my men did.
Yes. Well, the police. He said the police had come around asking questions, so we were here.
Yeah.
To
Well-
help out, but we've used the boat to bring some of the robots out to the island.
As a part of my investigation into the body found on the beach, I need
Oh.
to get some closure here so that I.
All of
know
them are
that
like
that's-
they. To your preliminary cop sense, they seem to be like, no, we're not killing people. Mm-mm. Like,
Okay.
there's rumors that there's like Russian agents out there trying to hunt down robots and stuff,
Sure.
but we haven't encountered that here yet.
Okay.
Um,
I'll keep that in mind then.
I wonder if we should, and this is like quietly aside to
Yeah.
Cassie, and I'm sure Midge can hear too, but I wonder if we should tell them about the board that Victoria uses, and then maybe they could communicate. You know, we could have more communication over.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe we could get her to set up like a, I don't know, a private server forum for them.
Do they have a modem down here?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Do you all have a modem?
I believe Dav and Ann do.
There's a message board that's sort of surreptitiously helping robots, at least in this area.
Yeah.
And our friend would be able to. It'd be a good way for us to communicate without being obvious or
we
get
could-
caught.
We could contact them and send messages that way if you prefer.
Yeah. I mean, you could send more detailed messages than through the pager, but definitely use that in an emergency.
Certainly. Well, I
gotta get a
appreciate that.
pager.
And maybe
I-
you could keep an eye out for other magnetrine ships that might be around this area.
We will watch. We
And
can't spend much time on the surface during the day.
Of
No.
course, but some of your human compatriots might be
Indeed.
able to assist.
And they're like, yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
the one we spotted was running at night with minimal lighting. It was hard to spot, but it,
And he, as he looks at you, like you see his eyes, and they like iris way big, and he's like, I'm fairly good at night.
okay,
Ah, dang.
that's pretty cool. We're gonna have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dark vision.
yeah. Okay.
I think we established in canon we've played D&D as a group,
Oh,
right?
definitely.
Yeah. So that's what I'm calling it, is dark vision.
Well,
We can travel to the northern island.
oh, from under here?
Well, we don't have a tunnel that goes that far, but we're robots. We can walk through the lake to get there.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool.
So we can get a hold of Van and Dav fairly quickly if need be.
Well, it's not urgent now. If you could ask them if they've seen a magnetrine ship, and I'll give them the time period of when about the body dropped. That would be very helpful. And just please tell them I said hi.
We will. They spoke very highly of you all. I'm very thankful that there are people here in America that can have such kindness in their hearts.
Oh yeah, I mean, for me it's less kindness and just common sense. You just want to live your lives. You should be able to do that
Yeah.
wherever you want.
Many would disagree.
Well, we're going to do what we can, and just please don't hesitate to contact us. We're, like, in a good way, plenty of people know us in the community. We're business owners. My sister goes to school here. Like, we can, it's easy for us to get things.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
I have a full science lab, so it's pretty easy for me to get equipment and materials without arousing suspicion.
And I have, manufacturing engineering experience, and we need to machine something from scratch.
Oh my! Yes.
Just don't hesitate to ask. Don't, try to scavenge something. It's too dangerous for you out there.
Well, I have nothing to offer but gratitude. But we will watch the skies for the ship that you seek.
Colin and Danny are going to flip the fuck out.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that good?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh. I would not want to scare any humans.
No, in the best way.
Please don't. I got enough to deal with as it
Yeah.
is.
Our friends will be fine, but the general population might be a little scared.
Do you all know Billy?
From the junkyard.
Yes.
And he knows you.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
important for me to know because I work closely with Billy, but I won't tell him.
He is very bad at inventory management.
He is.
He always has been.
But he's a genius with engineering gearing and motors. Servos.
Yeah.
Yes, we helped on one of his projects. He was working on.
Oh.
I don't know if he knows, but we
Yeah.
thought we could repay some of what we took.
I was asking him how he finished that, and he couldn't explain all of the steps to me. That makes sense now.
Yeah, sure does.
We have a decent medic, and he points over at that one that was helping the other.
Mm.
And like you can see that there's like it's almost like a work table, but like across the top of it, there's like every set of tools that would be required to assemble or disassemble like anything. Like it is a huge, like almost like, have you ever seen like one of those like really advanced car mechanics? Like their personal set of tools. It's like a whole wall of a garage.
Yep.
That kind of setup. But like everything is on this table laid out like perfectly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is there an easier way to get here than under the rock on the island?
Well, there is the moon pool that is on most of us enter.
Oh, where does that come up?
Well, leads to the bottom of the lake.
But what's above that? Like, is it near something?
Well, it comes out on the southern side of Big Boulder Island.
Is there like a buoy or? Because for us, it would be easy to take a boat and drop down. We can't walk across. We can't just walk across the bottom of the water.
Oh yeah, how did the Poisolar humans? How do they get here?
They came through the boulder.
Through the boulder. Okay.
Okay, is there an easier way to open the boulder? Because that was tricky.
Oh, well, I had assumed that you had placed one of the magnetic cards.
No, I used a different magnet.
Oh, well, we will check and make sure it has not been damaged. But,
Yeah, I hope. I'm sorry. I'll help fix it if something's broken.
no, but he goes over and like on a wall, there's like a bunch of hooks, and they have like it's bigger than a key card,
Yeah,
so it's like this size,
like a Note 7.
kind of kind of size thing, and about the same thickness as the pad of paper.
Oh, okay.
And like he takes one off the hook and walks over and gives it to you. Says, this will open the boulder.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Is it itself magnetic?
You can't tell with your hand.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's only
Okay.
the spot on my back.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about a particular game? Since we're here and we're asking questions,
yeah.
called Machine God 3? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's a video game.
No, we have not engaged in that
Okay.
kind of. And one of the humans goes, "Oh, that game's supposed to be awesome."
Well, we
Like
think
I heard there's like
a
a game, like secret game tournament around here.
Yeah, I think there's a death related to that game, and that was what we found on the beach.
Yeah.
Like he catches himself from saying that's awesome, and
That's
he's like,
awful.
"Oh, that's awful,
Yeah.
bad." Like, wow,
Beware of the
video game that
tournament.
kills people.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't know yet, but it
It
was
a
part of
game,
what we
or-
were checking for that led us here.
Yeah, the Radio Pirates are inviting people to a tournament.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, and if you know anyone who gets invited, let us know because they shouldn't go. We think our
Oh.
friend, the body that was found, went to the tournament and wound up dead.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's the best chain of events that we can put
Yeah.
together so far. We don't know that for a fact.
But it looks pretty. The evidence suggests.
Yeah, no one should go to the tournament. So if any of you know somebody who gets invited, don't let them go.
And the sooner we can figure out where that body came from, the better it is for you, because that's how I tracked things to this particular spot. And you don't want that, and I can only control so many people on my force, so somebody might get really ambitious, and
Yeah, we don't want any more attention on
Oh.
this lake in your
Yeah,
location.
your friend's tracks are really distinctive. He needs to not go up the boat ramp anymore.
Oh, we can pass that along.
Yeah, if there's like a, or just switch it up. What beach he goes up to.
Because I
We can do
chased
that.
him down the other night. It was not good.
Well, he should have been able to evade.
He was, and that was the problem.
Ah,
It was
I had to run in
conspicuous.
fake plates.
oh,
That's going to put more people on alert.
I see.
So he should also change his plates.
We can do that. And like, he reaches a hand up and he waves, and one of the robots in the back like holds up a Nevada plate,
Yeah,
like
just a-
actively punching
With his
numbers on
teeth?
it, like just with the finger, like finger
yeah.
crimping it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will.
Yeah, don't
supply
make
you
it
with-
harder for me to do my job, please.
No, it is not our intent. I'm sure he thought that evasion was better than explanation.
I understand.
Most authority figures would not be nearly as conscientious as you.
And most won't be.
Yeah. Would it be okay if I speak to your medic about the cancer? I want to find out as much as I can before I study the sample.
Yes, he will. Do you speak Russian?
No?
Time to learn.
I mean, I could try and learn. It will take me some time.
Well, it is a complicated language. I'm afraid direct communication will be difficult, but I can attempt to translate.
Okay.
Or you could send electronic notices this
Oh,
board way.
perhaps by the message board I could
Yeah.
ask questions, and he can answer in his own.
Doesn't Victoria speak Russian?
Oh, probably.
I think she was from Russia, right?
I don't think we established that, but probably. I mean,
thought so.
let's say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that in my head the whole time. I didn't
Yeah.
just make it up for this convenient moment,
No.
but I could be wrong.
I mean, she's
I thought so too. Or like she was on the run.
Yeah,
on the run, so that
Eastern
makes
Bloc
sense.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, I can ask my questions to Victoria, and she can post them in Russian. That will be helpful.
Definitely better than having one of my guys do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you need anything, don't hesitate to contact us.
Again, thank you. I will pass your greetings on to Ann and Dad and their child.
Oh, wow.
Their child as well?
Yes.
Good.
That's so
That's
exciting.
awesome.
This brings up so many more questions.
Real quick, scanning the human people. None of them match the description of like the bright green eyes or anything, right?
No.
Oh,
no.
I would recognize the tan guy with the
just-
green eyes.
Asking.
Absolutely a good question to ask. No, none of them look like
Okay.
And none of them look like the beardy homeless guy.
that. No,
Okay.
that guy would stand out.
Okay.
He can't wear squatch.
Well, I thought maybe that was like his like cover was like
Yeah.
beardy homeless guy, and he's like collecting stuff for them. But no, okay.
I mean,
He's not here right now.
there's not a dude that looks like he has a fake beard and.
Oh, he's
fake-
in his human form right now.
He's not weird squatched out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
makes sense.
Okay.
That would be the only explanation I could give.
Okay,
He's
Just
too
worth
far
asking.
underground for
Yeah.
the moon to activate the wear squatchness.
Right. that makes sense.
Actually, with wear swatches, it's the fresh pine scent.
Oh, yeah. It's too far from the trees.
That's why you wear the thing you put in your car. You
Uh-huh.
keep one of those on you at all times, and you'll
And then,
always
and then
know.
you can wear squatch whenever you want
Yeah,
to.
and you'll know when there's a wear squatch
Mhm.
around.
Also, you just smell fresh.
It's win-win-win.
Fucking guys walking around with a bottle of Pine Sol, like. Some
Time to squatch!
just puffing Pine Sol.
Squatch this.
That's my secret. I'm always feeling pine fresh.
Did you ever watch that old, like, I think it was on Amazing Stories is where it first debuted, like the Steven Spielberg
Mm-hmm.
thing, but it was The Family Dog.
Mm.
It was a cartoon. And he turned it into like a series later that was crap,
Okay.
but like the one that was on that Amazing Stories was so good. It was like this suburban family and it focused on this little dog that lived in their house. And like they were horribly dysfunctional and like at one point the dog like carries his bowl in and like bumps the mom's ankle with the bowl and drops it and looks at the mom, and the mom looks down, like wigs out, like, "You want to eat your food now? Is that what you want?" And she's like, "Somebody's always asking me to do stuff. Do I have dreams? Do I have aspirations? No, but
That
I have a
sounds
toilet
familiar.
bowl that's springtime fresh."
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That's incredible.
I believe I have seen that.
That's really good. Look it up on YouTube. I'm sure it's out there. Yeah.
Oh, internets.
So, I think that's probably a good place to call it for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have some more specific questions to
Mm,
ask or anything
I
before
don't
you go.
think so.
I don't think so. I think I asked all my questions.
Do you want to do the end of game questions?
Yeah, we can do that.
Do these
Hold on,
robots
I'm gonna
accept
erase.
hugs?
What's that?
Do these robots accept hugs?
Oh, yeah.
Or are they handshake robots?
I'm gonna use
you
some
could
points
try,
before I get more.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna use some more. I'm gonna use some points before
Oh, very good.
we get more.
Yeah, if you're gonna overflow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
I've-
otherwise I'm gonna get too
I
many.
might end up taking empathize eventually, but contact is looking really important too, because I'm thinking of Billy as a resource. I'm thinking of like lots of people I know around town.
Oh, yeah.
They can help.
Does anybody have contact?
Yes.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I don't.
In fact, I was gonna do body move, but I think I'm gonna do body contact or heart contact.
Body contact's a different thing.
Body contact is
That
very
was
different.
earlier tonight.
Are you my bodyguard?
Yeah, I'm not as good at sneak, force, and move anymore. That's old crap.
Sneak is good for me.
I mean, I'm still decent at it, but not.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep contact a little higher. I feel like she's been
Yeah,
talking to more people.
You're
in
definitely
town.
way more plugged in.
All right.
Um,
So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Did you participate in the session?
No.
Sort of.
Yes.
Sure.
Mostly.
I created a lot of distractions.
Did your problem or relationships get you in trouble?
Yeah.
Problem, relationships. Problem, no.
Mm,
Being good at my job got me in a lot of trouble.
I don't think that one applies for me.
Nobody was broken and forced to take his car.
No.
Did you put yourself in harm's way to resolve a mystery?
I
yes.
think I did. Yeah.
Stepped out into a room full of possibly not friendly robots.
You absolutely
Said hello.
And then you absolutely, number 5, yes, mark it.
Oh.
You absolutely learned something new.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get the Russian language audiobook from the library. Did we establish before that Crash listens to things at like 2.5 speed?
I think so.
I think you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, why don't we go around the table and you guys can give out your bonus XPs?
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
ooh.
Let's see. What do I want to do for that? Well, I've got one in mind.
Go.
I think Midge's actually right at the end, like putting that whole complicated fact of like I'm a cop and I need to not be a cop right now, and like playing that whole thing out in a really realistic way.
Mm.
I was super impressed by that.
Thank you.
Nice.
I remember that it jumped out at me when you did it, and I was like, oh my god, that was incredible.
I'm gonna have to go Crash for literally opening the rock with his own body magnetically, and all of the ensuing innuendo that came afterwards. That was very
funny.
good.
There was a lot of that. I think probably Cassie, just because I feel like she's kind of fallen into her dream spot with
That
everything,
was
and
magical.
that's kind of amazing. And
Investigate a mystery, find all the robots.
yes, I feel like you get a point for doing being you.
Yeah, I'm glad we found all the robots in episode 4.
Yay!
I'm excited that you guys started to resolve something.
Yeah, we
Like,
did.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We solved a truck disguised as a truck
Yeah.
mystery.
We solved a piece of the mystery. There's
Yeah.
one mystery.
There is an aspect that
Yeah.
is now
Now
in
she just has
focus.
to cure robot cancer.
Yes, please.
Should be fine. Yeah, don't touch anything.
So frightened now that I know this in-game. It was bad enough when I was reading it out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yikes.
The pictures of it in the book are nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. I like it.
Yeah. It's the
I
some
mean,
of the best.
art-wise. I like things that are gross. Sorry about it.
No, but I mean it's like great. It's a great horror depiction, right? Like,
Yeah. Like, who knew that you'd get to a point where a robot is worried about body horror?
yeah,
Right?
That's
Yeah.
the thing that the art evokes. That you're like, how is it? No one's thought of this before. Like,
Body horror for the win.
yeah.
Yeah. So, that has been our game for tonight. We will return in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Super sad news of the day, everybody. Sid Mead, the artist and designer, has passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
The
Oh.
guy that did a lot of the concept art for Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And,
But he was like 105 or
I
something.
mean,
right?
he
Yeah.
was a very old
Holy
gentleman.
Not literally. He
Okay, I was
was
about to
very, very.
say.
I'm not saying like it's fine. He died, but he lived a really
Lived
long,
long life,
full
okay.
life.
Like
Yes.
tears in the rain.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll be back the 13th
Ooh.
Ooh,
My
of
favorite
January.
number.
appropriate.
Friday the 13th.
No, it's
No.
Monday.
No,
the
Monday.
13th.
Friday the 13th.
The more auspicious Monday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday.
It's a weird convergence in Friday and Monday.
Yes and no.
Don't worry about it.
We're here every Monday for some of us.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's true.
Oh yeah. We
So
should
things
probably
are
go
going
around.
on.
Yes. Hello. Okay. On the opposite Mondays, I'm running Shadowrun, also with Mac and Samantha, and that's pretty fun. No body horror going on in that at all.
Especially not with our characters at all, who don't happen to be related at all.
Nope, definitely not
They're
twins.
playing
Toast not twins.
elf twins.
I mean, kind of
who are
spider
looking,
elf, banshee elf.
Yeah, looking less and less alike.
Yeah,
you
know.
would no longer be mistaken for each other under any circumstance. But there's a lot of fun stuff going on with that. If you like Shadowrun and aren't real fussed about doing everything by the book, then my Shadowrun is the Shadowrun for you. So come join us.
Also,
Speaking of-
content warning spiders.
And
Yes.
lots of gross things.
And speaking of not fussed by the books, if you enjoy Vampire 5e in whatever format that might take, you should tune into 12-Sided Stories, which is a podcast that I am currently running a game for called Unquiet Blood. And there's a lot of vampire shenanigans happening.
I listen to that, and so should you.
That's really all the recommendation you fucking need, guys.
That's weird. Highly
It's my
recommend.
favorite podcast on the
Sit it
city.
down. I almost wore my N7 leggings today. I was this
Perfect.
close to that.
And if that's not enough vampire content for you, you can come back this Sunday to Happy Jack's RPG, where we'll be playing 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade. And you can see me be a Malkavian satanic nun.
Like you do. In game and out of game.
I mean, yes.
I need to start that one. Is it going well?
First game
This
is
will be our
Sunday.
first game. We've only done character creation.
Oh, okay. No, I listened to that. Okay.
Yeah.
That was wacky.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have our first session this Sunday.
Okay.
Which
Well,
should be
that
fun.
explains why I haven't listened to it yet.
Yes.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, have some.
And then the Sunday after that, you can tune back in here and watch me play in Stu's Call of Cthulhu game,
Ooh.
where I've already gone through one character's sanity, and now I'm starting on number 2.
Hooray!
Huzzah!
So, yeah. Because it's a slippery slope. And now, Pooja's character is starting to join the fun of losing her damn mind.
Hey!
So I'm very
Finally!
excited.
Enjoy.
Yeah. You should come watch that, because I'm excited to see that happen.
Yes, have some.
Because for a while there, she was really hurting the cats, I'll tell you. Because all of
And
us
now
were
the cats are hurting her.
quickly losing touch with reality, and she was the one that was just like, yeah, every time I make the roll, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
In Soviet Russia, cats hurt you.
Yeah.
I left one thing out. Eidolon Academy on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're back this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we had all the holiday shenanigans. But
Every holiday's on a Wednesday.
yeah. Then when we come back, we're going to be going every Wednesday again. So,
Awesome.
yeah, it's kind of a fun, exciting thing we're doing for that. So that's Masks. Kimmy is running that. Super fun.
Woo!
Huzzah.
We did
All right.
it.
So we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, I hate these fucking.
We found so many robots, you guys.
Thank you for turning those off.
No problem.
And now our mics are still bouncing though.